We are back with another episode of Lost Legends. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Verdazin as.
Noah.
We have Cross Crescent as.
Iala.
We have Blackheart as.
Taryc.
We have Sammi as.
Nim.
We have Tobias.
Cassian.
And you have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the final choice freedom recap?
I'll do it.
Thank you. I can't find my notebook.
I'll take it because I don't need no notes to do this. Last time on Survivors of Tarnstead.
No.
Tell Day. Oh, sorry. Wrong game. Darn. All right. Last time on Lost Legends, the party had resolved that there were 2 locations that had fired off warning beacons that they were in trouble, setting up a red flare, and the party resolved to go to the one at the central district closest to where the civilian population, children, the elderly, and non-combatants were being housed. The party made all due haste there after a brief discussion. Upon arriving there, they found everything to be in order. Brownies were tearing down knolls in various forms from the sky, and veteran guards were cutting things down. These were people that probably shouldn't be on the front line, but were quite capable of handling this area, and it was safe, secure, and strong. The party immediately asked what was the point of the flare. We found out that they didn't shoot up the flare, but it went off in a nearby alleyway, and they had sent some people to go find out about it, and they hadn't returned. Upon getting there, the party was met with the sight of a tall gentleman in a strangely cut suit with pinstripes going down it and a strange hat that they were wearing. I'm assuming it was like a fedora or something.
Yeah, it was basically a pinstripe suit and a matching
They were
fedora.
also exuding blackish kind of ichor liquid, kind of like Lucifer does in Constantine.
How dare you take my inspiration?
Yep. And it turns out to be Mikey, aka Michael, the fallen, well, the demon prince. Michael kept the party talking. They kept basically trying to get us to accept the carrot, to not continue being in town and defending town and going and offering us the sun, the moon, the stars, within a certain amount of reason, to do this, and tried to keep us dealing with them instead of going off to the north. Eventually, we reached the impasse of several party members not wanting to hear anything about what Michael wanted to say. Michael saying that they would contact us the next evening or the next day, and then Cassian making a strong point that this should be something that was brought before the leadership, not before us. And the party rushed off to the north. We joined a combat to the north where the gate had fallen. A battering ram had been used by some skelenols to smash in through the gate. There was a massive battle going on the ramparts, including a terrifying standoff between a priest, Kellon, and our dearest Ebenzar Maltori. Ebenzar was putting up a valiant fight, and the party tried to join in. Lots of misdirections and attacks and things were trying to happen, trying to foul up the priest. Cassian managed to dispel his staff, doing something we didn't really understand what happened. And then shortly after that, the priest put down Maltori, putting him into a state of bleeding out, with everything encroaching in. Nim called for Fula. Not sure if it would be in time or if it would work. And Fula came and swept up a lot of the battlefield, that let the party continue get back into position to help out. Noah got Maltori back up. Kellon was broken free of control by what Cassian had dispelled from the staff, and that allowed him to go and kill the Priest. And once we got Maltori back up, control of all the gnolls in the area seemed to fall into him, and it was kind of a big sweep after that. Unfortunately, at one point, there was when the gnolls were crazy and wild, a gnoll skeleton ran into a nearby building, and screaming ensued. Help didn't get there in time for several of the people, but during cleanup, I believe Iala went in there, dispatched the creatures, and then with Noah and Nib's help, actually, I think no wait, that was just Noah and Iala went and got those people up. I think, yeah, Noah and Iala got those people up. I think, and then they managed to save 3 people. I think, and then we got Maltori back up. We started telling Maltori about what was happening with Michael. We were trying to figure out what to do with the Priest staff that allows for the control of undead and stuff. I'm talking about giving it to the gnolls. Cassian put it on his back. And around that time, because we had gone off to the side to talk about the Demon Prince, so not scare the other defenders, a wet slap was heard against the wood near us as the broken body of Diane Landon came shambling in. She apologized for being late. She said she had something she needed to do at the graveyard. And Cassian offered her a ride. The entire party except Nim took off with Maltori's familiar so he could witness, but she did tell Maltori before she left that she loves you, she meaning Lysol, we believe. Because I can't imagine who else it was, but it's possible there's somebody in the dead realm that,
Who else would like Maltori?
No, of the dead people! Of the dead people! There are plenty of living people who like Maltori. Anyway, but
some of us do.
Yeah. Anyway, but the group ran off to there, and Nim and Nami stayed with Maltori, and that is where we ended the session.
Very nice. Go ahead and take yourself a +10 to any roll today.
I need this.
And we are going to refresh everybody's, inspirations. And we are going to pick up with Nim and Maltori as the rest of the party journeys across the city. Maltori does look a little forlorn, Nim. But he sort of stands up slowly using his own staff to heft himself up.
You should have just gone, and you could have left your familiar here with me.
Duty is
A coward shield, I understand.
I would have said that normally, yes, but duty is important, and that's a strange feeling. Well,
feels weird to not be chasing after what you want and choosing to stand here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm the biggest fan, but it seems to be the course.
It does seem to be the course.
You're having a terrible influence on me, he says, with a sort of faint smile.
Not me. I'm a good influence, you know that.
Well, my good influence, that battering ram looked awfully strange. Should we take a closer look?
Sure, let us do that.
And he's going to sort of offer a handout to you and Nomi.
I think we were already perched on him, so we're good.
Yeah. Right, so you ride along on him as he heads outside. You can see the defenders trying to get back into position. There's the occasional shout of something spotted moving in the distance, but Maltori doesn't seem too concerned, and he just takes you over to the strange battering ram and just whacks one of these sort of metal canisters on the side with his staff, and just goes, "Awfully protected."
Want me to get in there?
See if you can find any crack speak foods. Yes.
Okay. I can do that. Should we be signaling to let the other sides know that this gate is okay? Have they already done that?
He sort of looks around and he actually sort of points where you can see a faint smoke, haze of smoke in the air, a light blue tint to it, and goes, "Looks like they've already set one off."
All right, good. I just don't want anybody abandoning the other posts right now. All right, I will go in here and check this out. All right, I'll investigate.
Right, you clamber on to the battering ram. Normally sort of settles onto it and starts just peeking his head around, sort of exploring himself. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, Nim. Oh, as much as you try.
Oh no! We're re-rolling that.
You're re-rolling that?
Goodbye inspirations. All right,
Nice.
we're adding the +10 to that.
You're adding the +10 to that. Wow.
I am adding the plus. This is bad.
You sure?
I have to.
You sure you want to do that? Okay.
Is it a success?
No.
Then I'm adding my +10 to that. Yeah.
Okay. You explore around a bit, and eventually
There's all my stuff for the day.
you find an area where the metal banding that runs around this entire ram seems to have sort of gotten dislodged a bit by presumably the ram being used. And sort of following the metal band down where it parts in the wood, it actually leads to the backing of one of these containers, and you can see a little hole there that seems to have cord coming out of it, running through the wood.
This is like one of those fuses. I think this is a
fuse?
bomb.
What?
I think it's one of the gunpowder boom things.
Well, he sort of looks around and goes, well, "There's no flame nearby, so I guess it's relatively safe."
How does this work?
Well, you light the fuse to set the powder off, right?
Yes, but where is the?
Where is the rest of?
Is there like a tube? Isn't there supposed to be a tube?
He sort of walks around it himself and just goes, "I don't see any external ports or means to light it."
Then why is there? Natori,
Yes.
can you detect magic?
Yes. 1 second. And he
And I will ritual cast it because I actually have the ability to ritual cast it. So I will do it as well. I will check on the inside. You check on the outside.
Certainly. Right, and both of you start casting, going off your ritual spells. Are you going inside that little hole?
Yeah.
Okay, you clamber on in, and your feet land in grains, that same sort of black powder that you're familiar with. But inside of here, sort of nestled amongst that grainage, is a glass canister, basically a phial, a large round phial. Seems to be sloshing with some sort of liquid, though. You've got dark vision, right?
Yeah. I have better than dark vision.
You've got magical dark vision, so you can see more
got
than black and
magical
white.
Yeah, I can see all the things.
Right.
And I have a light that goes off on my tail if if I need to turn it on.
Right. The liquid is this horrible, sickly purple, shimmering stuff. And as you finish casting your detect magic, you hear Maltori go, "Oh shit!" and everything around you is suddenly aglow nim.
This entire thing is lit up in magic, and there's a globe of some sort of liquid sloshing around in here with the black powder, Maltori.
Likely the same in the other metal containers as well.
I don't know what to do with this.
It's evocation magic. That's not good.
I think it's going to go boom.
Let's get this out the gates.
Okay.
Out you come, Nim. Out you come.
Okay, come out. Ugh.
Right. And he is going to start yelling for a few guards to come assist, and then just goes, "What am I thinking?" And you just see skeletons starting to march through the gate.
Yeah, that makes sense not to risk actual people with
Uh-huh.
something like this.
And he's going to order them to start moving the ram out of the gates.
Hmm.
And he just goes, "So this is the only thing of whatever this is."
There was a trebuchet we took at the lower gates.
Anything similar in that?
I didn't really look at it. It was just, it was a big wooden thing, you know. We did try lighting it on fire and it didn't explode.
What about its payloads? What was it? What was it bringing?
Rock.
Rock.
I think it was rock.
Hmm.
There
Yeah,
better still be some stuck in Taryc.
It hit Cassian twice and Taryc once.
What with a trebuchet?
Yes.
How? What?
The gnolls, they aimed at them.
What?
I blocked them with a water wall and they didn't fucking care.
That's
They were just
insane.
like, screw that centaur completely.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to
Like
point out it made their
accidentally
aim
hitting
better.
somebody once is one thing, but twice?
It's Cassian twice. The worst part was Cassian was right next to Taryc when it happened at one point. It was like they just kept hitting the same spot.
Madness.
Maybe that's why they kept hitting.
Right. You watch as the skeletons move this out through the gates. The guards sort of like pulling they've tried to shore up the gates again. The doors are wrecked, but you know, they're trying to shore it up and such. So they basically have to pull it back apart, crunch them open, let those out, and then try to start sealing it back up. He just goes, would you do me a favor, Nim? Fly
Anything.
up, flag the nearest brownie guard that you see flying about. Get them to spread word about keep an eye out for strange contraptions like this.
Yes, I will do that.
Good,
And
good.
I'll get up on Nami. We'll be back.
Right. You and Nomi take flight. Nomi sort of surging up with a very mighty little gust. And as you do so, we move over to the other group, making your way through town with this vaguely shambling priestess. She's not dragging completely, but like one of her legs clearly isn't working entirely correctly.
Oh, I was carrying.
Oh, you're carrying her. Right, in that case.
Yeah.
Cassian?
Yes.
Where she sits on you, you feel a light wetness. Just slowly pooling, sort of dripping. That sensation of blood on your back. And she just sort of holds on to you lightly with one hand and seems to like have her eyes closed to anyone looking at her, just almost as if trying to find a moment of peace as you carry her.
Okay.
And eventually you all make it to the graveyard. You can see that there are covered bodies being gathered here. And you see that Father Maguire is moving amongst them, giving last rites.
Are there any guards around here at the graveyard, or
Not guards. You see what looks like to be civilian militia in their ad hoc gear. Basically those that they don't really want on the front line, final fighters, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So there are some people.
There are some people
someone
here.
defending. Okay.
And as you sort of move in, you do actually hear a couple of gasps as the sister is a unsettling
Like to
sight.
behold.
Yeah. You even hear one of the civilians around here just go, get a doctor, get a doctor. There's someone hurt, and she just seems to ignore that, letting you take her over to Father Maguire.
Yeah, I'm specifically tracking him down.
Yeah. And as you approach, he looks up. First, you can see like the weariness on his face, but there's that look of recognition, and then his eyes widen slightly, as if, hey, an old friend has appeared. And as she dismounts from you, Cassian, you see his face fall, and she just sort of moves over to him and stops a couple of feet from him. He seems to be wordless, and she doesn't seem to be saying much. He just reaches his hands out and takes hers into his, and there's a brief moment where he like leans down, his forehead against hers, and he just goes, "You are you suffering?" And she replies, "Nothing that won't pass. The vampire, where is he buried?" And Father Maguire just seems to look at her sadly, before motioning for the rest of you to come on over as well, and just puts a supportive arm around her and starts to lead her into his chapel.
Follow behind.
Well, we're going to do this now. I guess we don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah,
Mm.
if nothing else, we want to deal with this now because if they break through and they get a hold of him,
That could be a problem. Well, we do have
we don't have to worry about dragon empowered gnolls.
That's true.
We'd have to
But
worry about vampiric gnolls.
I don't want to think about that.
There's a look
Iala,
that shoots across Cassian's face as he looks at Taryc, shakes his head no, and just keeps going forward.
Iala leans down to oh, brother, I forgot your name.
Noah?
Noah.
Are you?
No.
Hey, stay with us. Yeah.
It bends down to Noah. I'm no doctor, but is he going to be okay? She doesn't seem she should be moving around so much.
I really think it's beyond that, Yalia. Remember who she worships.
Is he just working on the borrowed time?
That's only what I can surmise. I mean, how she was on that table.
I'm surprised she can move at all.
Out of character question to the GM.
Yes.
Has there been stories of people brought back by their gods and like this?
Go
Like
ahead
this-
and give me religion checks, anybody that wants to.
Religion.
Religion.
There's my usual religion checks. So
Okay.
I don't know. Oops.
Noah and Cassian, sort of looking at her, it does bring to mind there are some stories of Lycidian priests and so on that essentially, when they die with a great task at hand, keep going. They enter a brief period of undeath, seemingly carrying some blessing from their goddess, until their task is done.
Cassian's slowing back to the other two. She's likely burnt, as the saying goes, she's likely burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, and it's not going to last that much longer. Hopefully she can stay long enough to say all of her goodbyes.
Perception checks from all of you as well. And Sammi,
Yeah.
at the point that they've reached this area and so on,
No.
Nim could have easily found somebody in the air, relayed the message to keep an eye out for these things, and return to Maltori. And Maltori is essentially giving you a play-by-play of what's happening, sitting with you, eyes closed as he's observing through his familiar.
I am going to tell Maltori one thing as he starts doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you telling me this, but make sure you witness as much as you narrate. If you need to stop saying what is being said or seen, you do that. Focus on watching. It is important.
Yeah, he just nods. And Noah,
I can wait.
Nothing
With-
can escape my gaze.
with that perception check, you will see things that you shouldn't. As
Oh,
she
no.
is being led along with Father Maguire, you can see that she's got one arm sort of like against him, the other like dangling, just moving a little bit. She seems to be flexing, squeezing her hand, moving her arm to force blood to flow. It drips along the ground, trails behind her, and occasionally she flicks a finger, sending it spattering out, hitting a gravestone as they go by. And you swear you see something happen with the blood. It's hard to pinpoint. It's just a faint glimmer, just a little hiss, something unnatural.
Noah's going to catch up behind them, behind Father McGuire and the priestess, and what are you doing to the gravestones?
Anointing.
Oh, anointing, as in like recruiting?
Yeah,
Or-
she just gives her head a small nod.
Uh, Noah is conflicted at the moment because they could really use the help now, but bring people back after journeys end seems a little bit bad, but she is a priest of Lysol, so can't be that bad.
As Noah's mulling that over, you finally find yourselves approaching what looks like to be a relatively fresh grave in the fact that it's sort of been prodded out, explored, like prepared to be interred. The ground is loose. And she pauses, stopping Father McGuire from moving, and just seems to give you all the look of like, keep your distance, please.
Noah nods and gives it a wide berth.
She looks up at Father McGuire and seems to speak a few words to him, which if anybody really wants to eavesdrop, that'll be perception checks again. But you can all see her taking a small folded cloth out of her vestments and just putting it into his hands.
No, it's going to listen in.
I'm not.
Oh, they taketh away.
I love
Right.
that your nat 1 is still higher than my roll.
Yep, you're all stuck. So the only thing you'll be able to make out She doesn't make an attempt to like whisper it or anything. She just looks up at
Does
him.
Maltori's Raven hear
Oh,
it?
you know what? Let's give Maltori a roll. Raven, where are you? Actually, it's technically Maltori's senses. How does it work when you're perceiving through your familiar?
You use their senses.
Okay.
So,
That
it's whatever Raven
gets
would
a
be.
+1. Oh no, +3.
Which isn't bad. Holy shit.
Okay.
I think they might know.
Yeah. No, Maltori just sort of shakes his head a little sadly in him and mumbles to you. It seems they had more of a connection than father let on.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry for their loss.
the rest of you will just hear her say, in a better life, perhaps. Before she goes to kneel on the grave. You see her clasp her hands together as if in prayer. As she does, that blood starts to flow faster. What was a stemmed wound, dripping more and more as you all moved, suddenly is a torrent, blood soaking into the grave. And as she prays, she leans her head back to look to the heavens and just calls out, and with the rising of this one, so shall come the many. He is destined for great things, and those that follow shall lend aid, as she wills. And she just slumps over. The father hangs his head. You see him gripping his fist a bit. And there's silence.
If I was to use Revivify right now,
You can try it.
Do you
Wouldn't she have
the
been
material
dead
component?
before?
I do have the material component. I only have one material component, and I'm saving it for emergencies.
Is this an emergency?
Not really.
Oh.
Well, I mean, she was already dead, and I don't know if undeath counts towards the dead for.
Do you want to make an Arcana roll?
I will make an Arcana roll.
All right. She was ambulatory, but she has been dead for longer than the last minute. You do not think the spell would work on her?
Noah reaches into their belt pouch and kind of feels up the diamond that they have in order for Revivify and thinks it over and sadly shakes their head and takes their hand out of their belt pouch.
The father moves over and leans down and slowly picks up his fallen friend, cradling her in his arms, looking at the grave, sort of casting his eyes about the entire graveyard, as if a little lost, before he settles his gaze on you all and just goes, I'm going to put her somewhere more dignified.
Okay.
Do you need any assistance, Father?
He shakes his head and looks back to the grave and just goes, watch here, please.
We will.
And he's going to carry her off, leaving you all alone amongst the gravestones.
Once Father McGuire is out of sight with her, I'm casting prestidigitation on myself.
Okay, all right, you clean the blood off of yourself.
Are we waiting for the vampire to dig his way out?
Probably.
He seems to have faith that he will work with Lalacel. Do we get something to cover him up since it is daylight? Yes?
Oh, that's a good point. We don't have dim to here for darkness.
Let us just go get.
Let's get something to cover them up quick. She was also anointing several of the graves, so expect others to join us.
Iala is gonna go try getting like a sheet or a blanket or something, just in case.
Where are
They
you
have
going
to
to
put
go
out a
to try and
fire.
find this?
Would there inside the church?
You know that they've been covering bodies up with pieces of
Yeah.
tarpaulin, sheets, and so on. So presumably there's stuff to use somewhere.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Actually, we call it
Not
perception. You're not routing through. You're trying to perceive.
Okay, thank goodness.
Okay. Takes you a good like 10 minutes, but you do actually find a piece of like it's a bit ratty, but it's a piece of like wagon covering,
That's not being
bit of
used.
canvas.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was hanging up above her sight line, so
Yeah,
she could
she's
see
just
it.
able to spot it. And you bring that over, and you're just going to put it over the dirt
Yeah, or at least get ready to.
to throw it
Throw it
over
over them.
somebody.
Yeah, if somebody starts sizzling.
Okay.
We wait for the sound of barbecue.
You all wait there. Nim Matori's doing a little habit he tends to have where he's like both hands are clutching his staff. He's leaned forward, like he's got it between his legs almost, and
they
one of
started
his legs is
digging
just
yet?
bouncing.
Have they started digging yet?
No, they're waiting.
What? Why did their parents raise all of them to be so freaking polite?
Well,
Dig the freaking hole.
if I was to hazard a guess, I don't imagine she would raise him in the middle of the day. He would likely emerge at night.
Okay. So nothing's going to happen for now.
No. I wonder how long they're going to stand there.
Are familiars still considered beasts?
I
I mean, actually, I'll find out because I can ritual cast it.
I believe
So I'm going to ritual cast Speak with Animals.
It doesn't change their. No, it is Celestial, Fey, or Fiend instead of Beast.
Okay. Well, I don't know this. I'm still ritual casting Speak with Animals and trying to talk to Tori's script.
You can do that if you
Raven.
want.
Yeah.
You could just talk to Maltori's crow and it would respond.
It can't respond to something I can understand, I don't believe.
It could do a head nod.
You're trying to talk to it, Taryc, and it just sort of like blinks, tilts its head side to side, goes gua.
Okay.
Whoa, that is a
Wah.
very, very fancy crow. Crow. Gua. Gua.
Gua.
French.
Gua.
It's French.
Gua.
Okay.
Right. You
Trying
all
that did not work.
stand around for a little while, waiting, expecting the emergence, and nothing happens.
Maltori, how long do
Gua.
corpses need to bake before they're ready to raise? Like, is it like bread? 30 minutes or something? An hour?
I like how
Are we-
I'm getting an edited version of this. No one just said something dumb, is what Valtori's telling me.
Amazing.
Are we missing something here?
Matori is going to speak to his crow, which it has the mimicry ability.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes, wait, any minute now. And Matori is
Mhm.
cackling to himself.
What did you just do?
I told them it would emerge any minute now.
Oh, that's great.
I thought we were told to wait anyways.
Can you insight check a familiar being told?
Told a lie.
Yeah.
How many
how does
levels of insight is that?
I'll set a DC. Give me an insight check. That's not good enough.
Here, hold on.
The
there's
crow is adamant that it was told to tell you wait.
the insight. Gotta roll something, right? For once. Wow, I actually got above a 12.
I might as well join in this. There we
Hey,
go.
Noah. It's carrying through
Oh.
Matori's tone enough that you think the old man might be fucking with you.
Oh, come on. I'm being serious here. This is a serious situation. Kind of stands up at the crow. Do we wait here or not?
Right. Noah's getting feisty. Okay. And the crow will relay what it's told in its mind. Fine. Take until night. If anything like ritual, her define magic is.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. We don't want a vampire coming out into daylight. So,
I didn't know the rituals could hold on for that long.
well, how many rituals resurrect vampires?
None of them. She folds up the tarp and just lays it next to the grave.
So about this time now, Father Maguire's actually going to return, having tended to his friend's body. So sort of looks at all of you and just goes, nothing yet.
No. It seems like it's they may resurrect at night, and so it's still, I guess, a while yet.
Makes sense. Well,
What time of day is it at this point?
at this point, it's actually it's I'd say around 2 p.m.
So, yeah, we do have a decent amount of time.
Should we go do some rounds then? While this works.
Yes. You should attend back to your duties. On your way out, tell somebody to come and keep watch here just in case. I need to see to the fallen.
Yes.
I will wait until they arrive.
Thank you, Father. I'm gonna start heading out the way we came because we saw people back there. God. I'm just imagining them be going guau air.
The raven does not seem to be following you all. It's actually going to perch up on a gravestone.
You gotta watch her no matter what. So, gonna go find one of the militia, and
You find this very young lad, pot helmet, way too big for his head, wearing baggy hand-me-down clothes already, which just seems to exacerbate the appearance of this oversized leather chest piece that he's wearing. A pitchfork, not a spear, taller than he is.
oh my god.
Oh,
Hello, young man.
Taryc, maybe
Yeah, someone else talk to him.
she puts a hand on Taryk's shoulder and lets them step back a little bit. Don't worry, that one's with us. Father McGuire is asking for a little bit of assistance tending to the bodies.
Okay.
If,
He looks around at the body, sort of like, paving the street outside the Emorian church.
if you can go find some people to assist, maybe? Not just yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
He stands there, wise-eyed. Wise-eyed? Wow. Wide-eyed.
Wide-eyed. He has suddenly gotten older and wiser.
So much more experienced. They faced their first goal, you see.
He has leveled up.
They went
He
up 2
suddenly sort
levels.
of like holds his pitchfork and goes, "I'm ready to fight the foe," and marches off.
Okay, he's gonna try to stab me.
All right. Good,
They
good
survived
luck
their
with
first
that.
encounter.
We should probably head back to Motori and Nim and
Then we should go around and look for other weaknesses. Wonder how
And-
the giants are doing.
hopefully nothing has gotten that close to our.
All right. She starts kind of walking at a brisk pace back to the front entrance,
Okay.
since that was where we were being hit the hardest.
You all start heading on back.
Actually,
yeah.
I'm bringing up the rear as they all go around the corner. I'm looking for another militia person.
Okay. You can find. It's actually a this lady that she's just got like again this sort of ill-fitting scavenged armor. But she's currently sort of moving a body in. She comes down the street, sets it down, stands up, wipes her brow as you approach.
Father McGuire requires your assistance in the back graveyard.
All right. Okay. I'll head. I'll head back there.
Thank you.
And she looks around briefly, looking a little out of, almost like she's disassociated, Cassian. But you do see her wander out back through the temple to head into the graveyard proper.
And Cassian's going to move to catch up with everyone.
Eventually, you all make it back to the northern gates, which Nim. There was a brief scuffle outside. Looked like a second attempted push, but with the skeletal horde under Maltori's control and the guards ready again, it was pretty quickly rebuffed. But you're sort
And
of
I'm there with a huge range.
yeah. You're actually on the wall with Maltori when you are looking about, and you actually see your party coming down the street towards you.
Oh no, there goes the neighborhood.
I think it's safe enough to head down and meet them. This blasted stairs. And he's going to.
They really should put more ramps in. There's a lot of brownies in this town.
I don't think I could use a brownie-sized ramp. There might
Yes, but
actually
I
be
think-
brownie-sized ramps. Can you see any? There are little wooden walkways sort of worked into the stonework.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, a regular sized ramp works pretty well for a brownie.
Maltori does a very slow climb down the stairs, grumbling about his knees the entire way, and you are able to meet everybody else out on the street.
If you didn't dance so hard, your knees would be in better condition.
What?
Yes, you dance so much.
Oh, of course, all the time. You know, at
All that
midnight when
dancing
you're
you do.
all at rest, I like to go out there and clap my ankles together, leaping in the air.
I
That's
know you
why-
do.
Why it's so loud at night in the house.
Yes, all of the
Hi,
creaking.
Taryc.
Hello.
Do you have a good time sitting in the graveyard?
No.
Oh. Should
It
have been
is.
there longer, maybe.
It's tragic, really. Well, those two are a lesson of why you don't join the priesthood.
It is rather dour over there.
Mm. Still, it seems to be quiet here. Quiet enough, at least.
You'd think, as a spirit of Lalacel, they would know how to raise some spirits, yes?
I'd like so.
Yes?
Not Lardasil.
That's what I said, of course.
Of course. No,
Are you getting your deities confused?
No, of course not. And I know exactly which ones are which.
Okay.
wonderfully sacrilegious. Okay. Now,
You don't happen to own a portable hole, do you, Maltori?
no, I find those a bit too wacky.
Darn, I'm in a wacky mood.
I know
What
Arwa
kind
has
of
one.
portable hole?
Arwa has one? I know that Miller had one. I didn't know Arwa had one.
It's the groups.
Oh.
What
Where are
you
they
trying
hiding out?
to portable hole?
Well, I don't know, you see. I assume Miller's off doing something awful. Magog, on the other hand, he just sort of rolls his shoulders a bit. He wasn't exactly volunteering for the front lines.
Okay.
Well, you want to go find her?
I don't want to cause trouble, but you know. I was hoping
Again.
if there was an easy way to get a hold of her, you know.
What do you?
Like some
what
manner of
do you need
sending
a-
spell?
No, don't waste a sending spell. You need every spell you have. I promise. It is fine.
What are you trying to use a portable hole for, Nim?
I was going to stick it in a bag of holding right on top of Cratch.
Oh. Well, that's certainly
That
a strategy.
I cannot assist with that. I can only make small pit holes.
Listen, sometimes I'm not always sure that I can win a fight, but I can make sure they don't either.
I mean,
We would need to find Critch first. We don't exactly
I'm
know where
pretty
he
sure
is.
if I go flying around, I can find a big bat knoll out there.
I suppose that is true.
He kind of stood out.
Do we do what Cassian suggested about Michael's offer, since it seems there's a little bit of a lull?
If you want to.
I don't
I will
want.
say, I will air one thought ahead on Michael's offer.
Yes.
I think, personally, Michael does not care about keeping this creature under wraps. It might be part of their thing to not have their total forgiveness, keeping this Mara Norath under control. But honestly, I think they prefer to just not have the Mara Norath resolved.
Like
Because I think that as long as they can keep it a problem, they can keep pushing things around, and they can keep doing whatever the hell they want in the name of their job.
And if we were, like I mentioned in passing there, if us breaking were the first two broke, how was it out before we got here?
Because I have suspicions of what has been going on with us. From the very start, we have been guided down this path that is putting us at odds at the Mara Norath.
Yes.
That angel of Bahamut, Nami, all of it. We would have left this town if we had not found that Bahamut temple's secret, right?
That is
Yes.
true.
All of these things are pushing us towards it. I think there is a power struggle that we are amidst right now.
Yes.
And if Michael is even truthful about their forgiveness, total forgiveness, which could be, they serve Lorne, they're a prince of hell, then it still might be something that they are trying to do. Or It might be a further thing to manipulate us, embolden us to the cause.
Yes.
But if the town decides to leave, we have to decide whether or not we stay or go.
Right.
The thing is Michael wants us gone.
I know.
If we don't leave, that deal's off the table.
Yes.
So
And
if the town leaves and we stay, he's going to go after the town.
that is why I'm saying we have to decide this, because I know, Yalia, you look like you want to knuckle under regardless of what the town wants. You want to stay and fight. Yes? You would not
Ye-
have that choice taken from you.
Yeah. Yes. We've come this far already. Uh, Backing down would feel a bit like a bit of a waste of those we've lost so far.
I can
But
understand that.
I also
But
don't
prepare
trust.
your mind for the argument that you will need to present.
I don't trust anything that devil is putting forth. So if we have a chance at winning this because we are here, then I
Have you thought of the cost that it will take if we do win?
there's a
If we
cost.
stay and we fight,
There's a
and he
cost either
uses the
way.
stick.
There will be a cost either way.
There is
So,
a cost either way, but you have to think of the people who will have to pay that cost.
yep, it's on my mind. That's why
Because
we're actually going to go talk
it
to
is
people.
easy to say, save the world, save the country, and lose the persons that you love. Lose the things that make your life worthwhile. We each have to make sure we can stare down that, as that is what we have been promised. I do not know if I am able to give up the things that I love, but I also know that it would make my Fula so disappointed in me if I did not trust her judgment. And if that prince thinks he is better than Fula, he is wrong.
Yalia nods.
You know, children, that no matter what you decide, you have my support.
That's good to know. I'm glad you're here, Natori.
And if you decide to leave, I will not judge you. I am naturally inclined that way. But if you choose to stay, well, we'll get through it all together.
If it was just me, I would run like hell. But I have to think of how that represents Fula. And we made promises.
I understand that, Nim. Although, you are a loyal servant to Fula, yes?
Yes.
Then you must consider that sometimes you need to watch out for your patron against her best intentions. Shin Marid can be woefully arrogant.
Oh, Matari, you are treading directly into the territory of why I think she does not like wizards.
As I am treading dangerously here.
Yes.
But I'm sure that you would not see her on a course that caused her harm. Whether she intended it or not, right?
Of course not. But let us go let the other people hear about a demon deal that they may be wanting us to take.
You'll go take care of that. We should be fine here.
Alright. Send a flare or ascending or something.
I think next time something bad like that happens, I'm going to cower in a corner and send a sending.
I don't think sendings are working right now.
What?
Why would you say that?
Because
Yeah.
I've tried a couple sendings in over the past day and both have been blocked.
Sendings
Oh,
to
that is
who?
awful.
One was back home and the other was to you. And it's not that it's being received and rejected. It is simply unraveling as it leaves.
Yeah, he actually
Okay.
sort of looks around, looking up into the air, squinting suspiciously.
Hey, angels that are watching, can you confirm, nor did I? Good talk.
Fuck
boy.
them.
There's what?
Honestly, I think it might be Michael that's
I think
blocking
that
it.
I think that if there's actually something up there watching, I just made them have a little giggle.
Morris,
There's
little
Nobody's probably
startlement.
watching. I see you. See, look, they know I did that.
The
No, hiding
knoll
behind that
hiding in the
building does not
clouds.
work.
The knoll hiding in the clouds just waves. Nobody can see him.
The
Narciel, I
cloud and
see you.
the knoll and the
Imagine
knoll
if
and the
there's an
clouds
angel called
kind of rolls
Narciel
over and
around
pulls the
there.
cloud closer. Shit,
The almighty cloud gnolls. They're related to the cloud giants.
Okay,
Bit
get
more
going,
about it.
children.
Alright, we're going to go.
Do we
Be safe,
even know
though,
where
okay?
we find them?
Yes.
Remember, you are a very
We'll be-
important part of this.
There is an explosion.
Do you think that was the canisters?
Past the gates, off deeper into the forestry outside, you see this massive plume of smoke, tinged purple, spreading out, and perception checks.
I think that might have been the thing that I blew up. Or sent out to get blown up. Hey, I did good. Good. This is good because I have nothing for rerolls now. I need every freebie I can get.
My rolls are just getting worse tonight.
Noah and Nim, you can see like fine particulate raining down off in the distance.
That doesn't look good.
The fuck is that? Okay,
Did you?
I think whatever that was that
that's about
that
where
with a
they
wagon?
took it off to.
I think whatever was in that is probably bad juju.
Is that like some sort of dirty bomb?
I think it might be.
Filthy.
Why would they put
I
dirt
hope
on
the
a
wind
bomb?
doesn't blow this way.
Hmm.
Oh no!
What?
What?
I was just thinking the demon drug, right?
Yeah, but isn't it red?
Yes, but what if there's a different kind of drug?
Oh no.
it could be all manner of bad things.
It could be very bad. Oh, are my feet okay? I stepped in it.
Bit blackened. What if that's probably the gunpowder, the
It's
black
probably
powder.
just the gunpowder. Yes.
Yes.
There was that bottle. I told you there was a purple liquid in the bottle, the glass bottle that was moving around.
Whoops.
Do we send somebody out to?
I think that would be might be a good idea if we can get a sample of it and
But
just
if it's
find out what.
hazardous,
That is also a problem.
I think I have an idea to check it out. At least get a look at it. And at level up, now that we're level 7, Iala has access to Arcane Eye that she could maybe send out. I got a thought, since we need to be in different places at once.
Yeah, you could do this.
It only has a range of 30 feet, though.
It has
isn't that-
dark vision with a range of 30 feet. It's the range for the cast is for the range of casting,
Yeah, that's what I mean. The range for the cast is 30 feet.
But
and
then
then it
can-
and then you can move it beyond that semi.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
saying it's not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
get there immediately.
Yeah. It could get there within an hour, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's gonna go sit in a chair and let's see if I can get a good look at what's going on over there.
Technically, you can keep heading off and moving as you're doing this. You receive visual information from the eye. It does not require you to like feed your senses into it like a familiar does.
Oh.
It is just a thing that moves on your command as a bonus action that feeds back to you. It does not incapacitate you or anything.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to sit and
So-
rest while you do this, you can.
Well, we might as well keep moving. She twirls her hand in the air. There's a flash of like a dragon's eye before fading away, and she just kind of tosses it up into the air. All right, I'm sending this out.
Okay, it starts to bob away with a.
Maybe send one of your skeletons you have command on to go gather whatever they can from the area for a sample as well, Matori.
Yes.
Because you should have some over that way.
I will command one to follow the eye and gather samples.
Yes. Can we at all stop by the mansion and maybe drop off that priest staff?
You are free to do as you wish. If you
There
see
are
any flares go off, of course, divert your course, but you should be able to do stuff.
I don't know where the town leadership is currently holed up, but
The central church, the Bahamut.
yes, I think it is closer to stop by our house. Also, the skeletons were trying to head towards the noble district with all due haste when you were down.
Why?
I don't know. That's kind of why I want to go check. You know,
Go over
We're-
there.
There are
Yes.
skeletons also running off over to the east as well. They're spreading out all over the city.
but there was a
Yeah.
bunch of them that were heading right for the noble district over the bridge.
That's true.
I wonder if they can sense the matriarch and her sisters doing whatever they are doing over there.
Or maybe they were under command to go looking for a certain dead dragon.
Let's
That
go
could be it.
investigate.
Yes, go check.
All right, let's go drop off the priest staff and then we'll head to the center of town. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
Right, you all head across the bridge, heading towards the noble district. As you approach, you hear the occasional sort of distant thud coming from the direction of your house. In fact, and as you move on over, you can see by your building, North Star is just sort of looking around, reaching amongst trees, and just picking up rocks and throwing them into the distance.
We have our own trebuchet.
Notably, she has what looks like to be some spears, sticking out of her. Just like they look like tiny wounds on her body, but like it is where claws have rended, like but teeth have taken chunks out. And as you move on over, sort of coming around the corner, you see actually like sitting on the ground, resting, also covered in wounds, and there are a bunch of nobodies around this area.
Whoa.
Logram is just sort of sitting. Looks like he is actually currently healing one of the gnolls.
One of the gnolls we know, or
Yeah, one of the gnolls you know.
No problem. Let's start.
Are you two okay?
We have had some flux come in. Very unwelcome.
Do you need any healing? I could patch you guys up.
Barely. He sort of like waves his hand as if it's not a problem. I am keeping my sister up and my own wounds. They're irritants.
Okay.
North Star seems to be like doing a more frustrated search around, running out of rocks, and you see her like just sort of bear hug one of the trees and start trying to yank it out of the ground.
What happened here? How many have been attacking?
They have come in groups. At first, only a couple appeared, then larger, and when one of the doors escaped, he sort of motions. There's like 30 dead gnolls around.
Did they just walk here, or did they fall out of the sky? We know that they can turn into birds sometimes.
They have come in a few ways. First, one surprised us. They were rodents, tree rodents,
Rolls.
a squirrel.
Squirrels.
Then we have had birds, more rodents, mix.
Hmm. This is getting tricky.
Taryc, run that staff to the shamaness.
I pick up the staff.
Yes,
By the
it
way,
was Gadri is the one who wanted it, right?
mm, I believe it was one of them. We'll go get it to them, and I'm gonna rush into the house and try to find them.
We need to get North Star a better weapon.
Yes. If only we had. I wonder if you can use a trebuchet. They would use rocks as well.
Yeah, I could.
Don't really have anything.
There's a
Giant
crunch
size.
and splintering noise. And then like she is holding this tree up in two hands and trying to do like you've seen a long distance javelin thrower, right? How they brace with one hand.
Yeah.
She is like backing up a bit, and then there is the ground shakes and thunders as she runs and lobs. You just see the tree go sailing into the distance.
Wow,
Wow.
Have you been hitting any?
No idea.
Guess they're keeping on their toes.
This is the anti-squirrel attack. If all the squirrels disappear, you know they're not gnolls.
Knoll that Lobren was hitting sort of like stands up herself. You see she's carrying well, it looks like one of you is going to need to get a new broom for the building because it's clearly been broken and sharpened into a spear. Taryc looks like it's Mori, one of the daughters.
Okay.
And she
There are javelins in my room.
no.
If you all need them.
No.
Okay.
Gun.
Oh, we don't have any of those.
No, I think they said gone, as in they don't exist anymore.
Oh, great.
They used them.
In
thought she
that
said
broken like language barrier of knowledge that you still have with her because of the different country dialects, Taryc, she sort of gestures into the woods and goes, "Para mora, gone hunt."
Those were the sisters, weren't they?
The Pala
Uh,
is one of the sisters of the matriarch. Mora was one of the other daughters. Mori's
the
sister.
younger ones.
Does
Alright.
anybody have a magic weapon?
I have.
I do, but it's mine.
I have
I need it.
the
It's
black metal and my returning javelin. I could hand off the returning javelin for now. I can use spells to augment.
It might not be bad for North Star to use that.
It might be a little small for her.
It should size up, wouldn't it?
There is a within reason. The magic items adjust. That degree of size difference is likely not within its means. Not unless you actually have a magic item that specifically does that as a specialty.
Maybe the black metal weapon, but I worry about what it, whatever is inside of it.
inside of it. What do you
What?
mean?
I need.
Builder.
That's why What was that, GM?
Quiet, wielder. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
I had a feeling on that. I am inspiring
Oh.
that.
Roll low. It'll be funny.
All right.
You roll low.
Probably not
It
better.
might be
Taryc.
funny.
You feel a compulsion to silence yourself and make an excuse.
A believable excuse.
Player who has problems with that to begin with.
You are unsure of my stability. In the hands of a giant, the magic may break.
The size difference might cause its ability to change to break.
It can turn into a ballista. Yes? A ballista is perfectly giant-sized. It's a crossbow, yes?
Yes, we do not have ammo for that.
That is true. We do not have an ammunitions.
And-
That is a thought. Okay. Well, we will
I
try to
make
come up
do
with
with the
something.
trees. It is fine.
Okay, you make a do. If we can find anything
right.
metal or heavy, we can use that.
She looks like she's just suddenly had an idea, and I have described to you how you have a gravel path leading up here. She's just going to go grab a handful of dirt and gravel and then shotguns it into the trees.
You're going to hit the knolls. That's
You
what
do
did there.
hear a yelp from within the woods, and she seems very satisfied.
Aren't there friendly knolls in the woods too?
Oh, her face falls.
It's funny that in some ways, though.
Get that
I'm
stuff
going-
to the
Yes,
matriarch.
I'm going to head on inside with the priest staff.
All right,
And
you
try to
head on
find-
in. Everyone else going in or staying outside?
I'll stay outside. I want to watch beautiful North Star.
Iala is gonna follow it because it's a magic item.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the carrot now. We know what the carrot is.
Noah is going to just try and help heal or bind their wounds. The giant's
Okay,
wounds.
you're gonna do a little patch ups on what you can reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you
least-
using your healing kit or are you using magic?
I'm going to use a healing kit.
Okay, make sure you take charges off your healing kit when you do
Yep.
that.
Cassian's going to do the dumb and actually.
That's a good
start
way to do it,
poking-
though.
Cassian's going to poke at the wrecked Fardo again.
Okay.
You're gonna go dig in the trash in the middle of a war?
Well, we're waiting. So
Go
why
ahead and
not?
give me a D100 roll.
That'd be something truly
I hope you find
horrifying.
another unicorn plushie.
No, it's gotta be something worse than that.
Okay.
You know, as we keep digging, the things only get worse.
Or better, depending on how you look at it.
Okay. You find a little golden badge with a flame-like emblem on it. Badges in like one you would attach to a uniform.
Golden badge with flame emblem. Okay, that's going into a pocket.
My
Okay.
gosh.
I am not going to do anything with it until I can identify it.
My gosh.
Right. As Iala and Taryc head on in, making your way, the matriarch has actually moved out of your room. Taryc seems to be in the dining room. Her render are sort of set together. Lepla, the really little gnome, is like nearby, just like playing with what looks like to be a like twig doll. This twig's arranged in a barely person shape.
They went in my room.
More people can have twig dolls than just you, you know.
That's my sex idol. It was given to me by Clara.
And they look up as you come on in. The carpet has been moved aside, and there is like, you don't know what the substance is, but it is definitely a reddish red. There are sigils on the floorboards. It looks like they have been doing some weird shit.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize him?
Sure.
Thank you for moving the rug and not ruining that.
Okay.
21.
To you, is 21 good enough?
Not sure. I'm willing to try it.
Yeah, it would beat the DC of any spell recognition, so I think it is. Looks like some form of tribal blood magic. As far as you can tell, you think it is essentially for obscurement. Maybe not working very well because they've clearly been assailed by gnolls here, but obfuscation. 21. Go ahead. Just call high or low.
Hi. I'm guessing you're rolling D100. So.
D100. Okay, that's high. And as you're looking, oh, hang on. No, that's sigil obscurement. It's for like fire casting. It's not obscuring here. It's obscuring something else.
Best part is I can't cast any of this.
No.
I am going to hold out the Urpriest staff. We captured this at the northern gates.
Gradually, her ears perk up, and she starts to stand, looking at Render and just going, "Keep focus, sister." And she sort of like moves around, her massive form lumbering, having to like put hand on furniture to support herself. And as she comes up to you, she how are you acting with her, Taryc?
What did I? Now you're making me go back to think about what I said last time. If I remember correctly, I'm acting respectful, but I'm not. I'm still holding my own.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you
you're not
growled
you're
at
not
them last
cowering.
time.
You're meeting her gaze. You're standing
Yes.
up against.
Yes.
As she steps in close to you, there is like the brief upturn of the corner of her lips. The beginnings of a sort of snarl, and she does reach out for the staff.
I don't know if I can hold it out more, but I'm
Yeah.
holding it
You take it. Do you just release it into her grasp?
I'm actually going to hold on for a moment. It was partially dispelled in the fight. I hope it did not.
If you're holding it for a moment, can you
break
go
it.
ahead and give me a strength roll?
Regular or save?
Regular.
I do not pop anything happening. Nothing's happening. Give me a second to. Did it roll that time? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see any roll.
No, that's
Is this
that's your roll on
16?
No, that's mine.
here.
Oh, that's
Oh.
yours? Oh, okay, then no.
No.
Well,
I
I'm
had-
just gonna do a straight regular roll d20 because +5 because it's not seeming to take it.
Okay. There is a moment where like you hold it out to her, she grasps it, she pulls away, but you keep hold of it as you speak. It's to the point where if you kept doing that, it could escalate into a fight, but you let it go in due course.
Yes.
And she pulls it for you, and you just feel like you've done the right thing there. That little contest Yeah. And keep on going with your speech.
I'm just trying. Okay, the saves roll, but the regular ones don't. Yes, it was dispelled during the fight, trying to weaken the Ur Priest. From what Cassian could say, it still seems to work. I unfortunately do not know of Ur Priest magic, so I cannot tell you if anything is missing.
She runs like her hand up and down it, claws trailing, like makes a vaguely unpleasant sound. Then claws sort of like play through the holy symbols connected to it, and she grins at you and goes, "Still powerful, very
Does that will help you do whatever it is you're doing here?
more."
May I ask what you've written on our floor here?
Hmm?
It's
Spell work to assist sister and daughter.
aha.
They
Yes.
go hunt, scout. We make sure they're not seen.
Mm.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Does it
Uh,
seem to be close to the pass without trace spell that I have,
Uh,
or is it more like
It's-
invisibility?
it's a bit more like invisibility. It's hard to tell. Like you can identify the basics of the spell work, but like the intricacies of how it works, not with that roll.
Okay.
Iala just kind of crouches down to look at the sigils. She's not touching anything. She's just looking. Hopefully they have a good hunt out there. It's been quite tough. There are a lot of them out there.
A better one now.
We saw
Linda?
that.
Maintain spell. I take Mori and join them.
Are you in the condition to get out there and fight?
She snarls at you. If anything, like that hunched no posture exacerbated by her state. She clearly like puts weight on the staff as if to stand up straighter, shoulders rolling back as if posturing off against you, and she's fucking tall. She's big. She goes, "You doubt my capability?"
Just making sure. There is a lot going on. Iala stands up as well. She flexes her wings.
Hmm.
We've defeated the priest that was controlling a lot of the undead, but Kretch is still out there, and he is looking to be part the demon, if
Uh,
not completely so now.
you're spreading your wings out. You're posturing back.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want you to do me two things: roll me an intimidation check, and roll me an insight check.
All right. Intimidation. 21. Insight. 10.
So one, you see that she actually takes your posturing as a challenge. Two, you think she is probably going to try and kill you.
Okay.
As you sort of spread out, she actually, the old lady's teeth bared grow like into a real slavering snarl. You see her grasp on the staff tighten.
Iala kind of there's a little bit of sparking from her as she prepares herself just in case, like the electricity bouncing between her horns.
And Taryc, you see this happening between the two of them. You see how charged it is getting.
Iala, stand down. We do not want to get you injured or killed.
We gave her the staff. A thank you would at least be the least they could do.
thank you
I just-
for standing against me, challenging me.
Challenging? Oh. She kind of drops her wings a little bit. It's not a challenge, just a concern. It's tough out there. I want you to be okay, not that you are incapable.
You question capability, Len, posture, challenge, threaten. You
Well,
demand fight.
Uh, Iala kind of just tilts her head, trying to wrap her mind around what's going on.
That one hamster's doing
Oh.
all the work today.
Oh, wait, no, this is a culture thing. She looks at Taryc.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I did not mean any offense. She kind of she kind of like holds her ground, but she isn't trying to be threatening anymore.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. You're trying to muster that balance. Oh, look at that! Right, yeah. The hamster turns. It's lost its will, but it's doing its best. And you sort of like just try and feel the mood. Think about how you've seen Taryc acting with these gnolls, and you get into that thing of, okay, if I just relax this a little bit, I'm not being a coward, but I'm also not directly challenging her. I'm not looking like I'm posturing for a fight. Which she sort of stares at you for a few moments before letting out a snort and just going, "Whelps. I go hunt."
All right, then I will put my trust in you. I believe you can do a lot with that staff. Then
Best of
Many
luck
have
in your
been.
hunt.
I wish you the best of luck.
And she's going to start heading on out. You see the young Noel with her doll like scramble to her feet as if to follow her grandmother. Which the matriarch sort of turns and just goes, "No, stay with Renda. Learn magic. Renda will explain." Renda looks up at Gadri with a sort of like accusing scowl. But
Oh no, you didn't.
Lepla sort of hurries over to that ritual circle, that little tuft of tail like flickering excitedly, as she leans down and starts badgering Renda with questions and knowledge.
Looks
And
like
the matriarch's heading on out.
a sentinel's runs the front lines. I hope she doesn't meet Kretch out there. All right, shall we go back to the other Taryc?
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck, you too.
Nah.
She says to Rena.
And
Renda.
Right. Renda gives you an uncomprehending look, and you're able to head out. As you move outside, you can see North Star is sort of like standing on tiptoes, which that's a sight to see a giant doing. Like hand held up to eyes, peering off into the distance, just going, "I think I smashed something." I heard the crash of wood, but timber?
Timber?
did
Wood.
the matriarch come out through here or a different way?
What? Did not. What? Did not see.
You
I sometimes
probably
miss your little ones. You can see the matriarch. She's actually like in amongst the trees now.
Okay.
And as she's moving, you see her just starting to wave that staff about as it doesn't just enable an priest to channel the staff's like ties. all of her training can come into effect. It's just the staff enhances Lycilian aligned things. So she is currently summoning up beasts of the woods to accompany her.
Nice.
How's that gonna work with the Fae? Are they gonna absorb
Aren't
them
there
then?
any left?
Well, the thing is that woods that we have is a tiny bit of woods that
Oh,
wasn't
right.
connected.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
yeah,
is
that's right.
something separate. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that looks like that's okay. Hey, Noah, watch this. Want to see something
Huh?
cool? Want to see something
Okay,
cool?
sure.
Okay. All right, watch me do this. I'm gonna go step into Cassian's shadow. Alakazam! I'm gonna put on my wizard's hat and go invisible.
Huh?
Cool, right?
Oh, what?
Noah bends down and kind of waves their hand in the shadow.
Where'd you go?
I'm over there now.
Over what?
I'm over
Oh.
here. I'm over here. But tug on Noah's skirt thing. Here.
That's
I'm
nifty.
invisible.
As you're messing about, you see a flag go off into the distance. Non-urgent, but help needed. And I'm sure you'll sort of muster up and start heading that way. You
Were we down enough to get a short rest?
not really, no.
I got one earlier, right? Because
Yeah,
I was
you got
with
one earlier because
Valtori.
you chose to take. Yeah. Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
mandatory times. Yeah, because you stayed behind.
Yeah.
You could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get kind of tired, guys.
And
Well,
you rush
gotta
to
run.
aid, repelling a small attack from the western wall. Not any gates or anything. Looks like they were just gnolls that attempted to essentially brute force their way over ladders, hooks, that kind of thing. But you're able to repel that soundly, and that's just one of many things that you end up having to do. You are chasing little incursions over the city throughout most of the day. Wherever it's Knowles that actually managed to break through the Brownlee Air Brigade, reinforcements needed at gates or bridges. You are kept extremely busy.
When
They
does the arcane eye reach the?
Oh yeah, so we've got to cover that. We'll say that's just before you sort of rush off for that first reinforcement. As you're sort of leaving the building, the arcane eye will come across, and you can actually see it's being trailed by one of these skeletons under Maltori's control. You come across not a crater. The explosion didn't crater anything, but like there is scorched earth, trees, like a couple knocked over, a bunch just like when bark splinters on one side. Just this heavy explosion area. At this point, looks like the particulate has finished falling. You can see like this faint shimmer of like not quite liquid, almost like particulate that was suspended in a liquid has landed on the ground, glittering, shimmering. And
They trying to glitter bomb us.
they have glitter bombed. Give me a perception check through the eye.
Perception.
Yeah, that's good enough. As you're looking around, you seems to be fine on the ground, just like making some rocks glitter and so on. But you start to look across like plants and so on, and like they seem to be withering, not massively, not rapidly, just like you can see where that glitter is. Like the leaves have started to brown a bit, some have started to wilt, and then your eyes alight on a bird. Looks like it died in explosion. Like concussive force would have just killed it very easily. But as the dust is alighting on it, you see its form bubble and then burst.
Ugh. And Iala is just kind of walking out the door, but then she suddenly winces. Oh.
Everything okay?
I've reached the impact zone. It looks like this particulate, this dust is, well, it explodes the flesh. From what I'm looking at, I just watched the bird explode.
How long ago
Ooh.
did this thing go off?
We've been walking around for like 10 minutes, yes?
It's about 50 minutes ago.
Yeah,
50 minutes ago?
yes.
Um,
So the plants are starting to wither over there, but
and it
it's-
deposited the... And it's causing bodies to explode.
it's pretty bad when it hits flesh. It looks like
It's a trap.
no.
But it was a
No.
bomb.
No, it's a bomb that in itself sets a trap. It explodes, kills things around it. It then deposits this dust around. Say this happened in the middle of the city. The militia would be going in to try and pull bodies out. What happens after 50 minutes of the bodies having this stuff on them? They explode.
But
Killing more
not to
people.
mention what that would do to living people if they touched the powder that was on the ground.
We don't know
Yeah.
what would happen, but
We don't know what would happen, but I can tell you it is probably bad. Let us rush off and go help. It is good that we know this, though. We can tell everybody later.
Also, Iala, you
Yeah.
see the skeleton starting to pick up rocks, bits of dirt, and starts putting it into this little bag it's got. You also see as it picks up a rock, with the other hand, a bit of that still flesh that it's got on its body comes into contact and explodes. The
Cool.
skeleton holding up its now missing hand. You can see through your arcane eye, the skeleton's jaws moving, pointing at the hand, gesturing frantically.
It just blew off one of Matori skeleton's hands. It looks like it still had a little bit of flesh on it. That's powerful stuff.
okay. So it's an area of denial effect. Nice. I hate it already.
That was blown up outside.
Area of denial is certainly a way to call it.
I went inside the thingy. There was a little globy with purple liquid in it. It was gross.
I'm
You see
glad
the
you did not
skeleton trying
explode.
to pick up the remnants of its bone shattered hand on the ground, tried to stick
Put
it
it in
back
the bag.
onto. No, it's trying to stick it back onto its wrist. Gestures at the
work.
arcane eye again. That jaw moving.
The arcane eye just shakes it's gone.
Skeleton
Got
throws its arms up in the air, looking to the heavens.
Its hand falls back off.
What do you want me to do about it?
Valtori's having a lot of fun making the theatrics of the skeleton right now.
Yes, he is.
I shrug in the way only an eye can shrug.
The skeleton
not
starts to
at
put the
all?
bone shards into the bag. And then it starts
Well, see you at
to
the
lumber
next
back
flare.
on. Right.
Yeah.
And then you move on to engagements. It's tiresome work, cut through your resources, and by the time night falls, you are very thankful to actually hear what you have come. Actually, we're gonna just give me intelligence checks, everybody.
Where's my next? Let me roll.
I don't like my intelligence check. Can we do something else?
Straight intelligence?
Yep, straight intelligence.
We're
Wait, I like
batting
my
1,000.
intelligence check. Never mind. I
We're
like it.
batting
It's fine.
1,000.
You're
Wait, I get my
okay.
inspiration
I'm
back
doing all
for that.
right. I'm doing all right.
I got my inspiration back for
Sharp
that.
as a wit. Sharp as a wit.
Mine doesn't seem to be wanting to roll at the moment, so give me one moment.
Yeah, just do a d20 plus your modifier.
Yeah.
I'm restarting my sheet.
Is anyone other than Cassian and me using the new sheet?
No.
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 No,
old
new
sheet
sheet
just-
sucks.
The old
sheet
seat
keeps
just
breaking.
works nicer.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't want
Old
to.
Yep,
Cheats
just
for
give me a
work,
D20
but
plus your modifier.
it's reliable.
I'm already typing it in.
Okay.
I was right up
Nim
there. I
and
was
Cassian.
right up there.
You've heard it frequently throughout the day. You've come to recognize some of the Noel's horn blares that they're using to presumably issue commands. This one is a fallback one that you've heard quite frequently, only it's blared repeatedly and you hear it sort of echoing from around the walls. Night falling, looks like they're actually pulling back for the night.
What does that one mean? Are they preparing to attack?
It's
Yes.
a fallback.
They're coming to attack.
Oh my goodness.
Think it was one of our horn calls.
Maybe we can have a little bit of a breather then.
Maybe. I would say I would not rely on that too much. They are wily combatants. They might change their horn calls.
Yeah. You also know that Noes can see in the dark, but even for dark vision races, fighting at night is troublesome. Your vision only goes so far.
Yeah.
For some reason, the Knoll with you doesn't have dark vision.
This is the perfect time to strike at their camp. You saved enough to be able to do that, right? You're all hale and hardy and strong.
Oh.
No.
Except,
Oh,
yeah, I would tell you to remove a bunch of resources, but I think you should just know that you're lacking them.
What are
Alright.
resources? I just have hit points.
well, let us see if we can get some food in our stomachs and take a reprieve.
Now that night's falling, we should really check the graveyard.
You should really talk to the town's leadership.
That too.
Pick one.
I would like to go to the graveyard first to see if that's going alright. If they need us there.
We hopefully said a vampire is going to be working on our side, but if it isn't, we might need be there to
What
Hold
are you
them
gonna
down.
do?
Hopefully with the amount of blood that was spilled, it would be on our side.
Maybe
But-
Mikey will be there.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
It will be very hard for me not to hit him.
Mm.
And that would likely be very bad.
Right. As the last light of dusk starts to fade, you start heading towards the Emorian temple.
Yeah.
I am going to start belting out a Bahamut hymn. I fly there on Nami.
Okay. You pray to your you basically you sing this hymn as you're flying along there.
Yeah.
And it's coming towards the temple that you see a child sort of sniffling, looking around, looking almost frantic. Young boy,
Oh.
probably about 7 years old.
That kind of sniffling,
Yeah.
not trying to smell something.
Oh no! Are you okay, kid?
You're Nim.
Oh yeah. Are you surprised by this?
Please, you've gotta come see the man.
What man?
The scary man, please.
Does he have a striped suit?
He nods.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm gonna go see a scary man.
It's everyone.
Of course. There. He's already starting to torment people.
Well, you know, that's what they do. All right, kiddo, lead us there.
He starts to hurry along, wiping his eyes, leading you off down streets, alleyways, and Then he sort of like comes to a stop. Just you're in just like residential area, like very standard poor buildings here, like little shanty-ish. But he stops and just points to one of the houses, and he's shaking a little bit, almost near tears again.
Why are you so scared?
He has my mom.
Has your mommy?
And the child nods.
Oh. It's going to be okay.
If we didn't have enough to worry about.
Why don't you run along to the Bahamut temple and you go say prayers really, really big, okay? Bahamut, keep your mama safe, alright?
He give me a persuasion check, actually.
I don't have anything left to do. I'll try.
Yeah, he's a
Not a
kid.
bad-
That's fine for a kid. He seems like hesitant, scared, but he slowly nods and just sort of takes off running.
Okay. Let's go see Mikey.
I suppose we have to. All right. We go to where it is.
All right, you head to the
Yes.
house, and you can see the door is ajar,
Yeah.
like just cracked open slightly, light coming from inside. And you open it up and head on in, and it's not some multi-room monstrosity like you have. It is a simple one-room, like there's the
Hovel.
kitchen at the back. Yeah, it's a hovel. Immediately as you enter, you see there is a woman standing near the stove, her back to you, just shoulders shaking a bit, and at the table in there, just like knife and fork in hand, cutting at a meal, just like potatoes, carrots, and so on, is Mikey. Which with a mouthful, he sort of like gestures at you all with the fork and goes, "Ma, come in, please, my dear friends, join me."
Miss, your child is waiting for you at the Bahamut temple. Could you please go along there now?
She doesn't reply, just still standing there shaking a bit, and he takes the bite off the fork for just setting the fork down on the plate and dabbing it. He pulls a little napkin out of his pocket, dabs his lips, and sort of glances over at her and just goes, "Yeah, okay, you can go." And she seems to almost slump a bit before turning, and absolute fear on her face as she faces you all. You can see that she had a knife in her hands, and it is still like postured towards her own throat. And he just goes, "Oh, and you can drop that." And she does. It clattered to the ground, and he sort of gestures with his finger, "Run along." And she runs, sort of dashing past you all.
Iala scowls.
Was that really necessary?
Necessary? Well,
Probably because I would have ignored it otherwise and we would have went to the cemetery. Right, Mikey?
he sort of does that weird gesture, pointing like his fingers at you again, and goes, "You
I
got
hate
it."
that you think. I hate that you and I think so much alike. I feel like I'm destined somewhere someday.
I'll be glad to have you, kid. Now, why don't you all come sit down? Good cook. Makes a mighty fine whatever this is.
Mm.
Iala deigns not to take the invitation and just continues to stand near the door.
I'm gonna clamber over to the table, but she's watching Mikey respectfully,
What
her
is this,
tail down slow
chicken?
sway.
Rabbit? What do you think? He sort of like just holds a piece of meat on the fork.
I believe that it is chicken substitute. I make it a couple times a day, and I'm pretty sure other people are doing the same.
Gruesome.
Noah
It's not,
will.
not actually a real bird. We just kind of cast a spell, and it's very bland.
Magic meat.
No, magic meat.
Well then,
Low calorie.
Noah's going to stand next to the table.
listen. You're scowling at me so deeply. I let her go, didn't I?
Yes, you did. That's why I'm still here.
So, you all had a fun day?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Running to and fro, fighting so many gnolls.
Can we skip the song and dance already? Oh, no.
You take the fun out of it all. Well, you had time to consider things a bit more?
A little bit more, yes.
Has it swayed your mind a bit? Tori was so
Hasn't-
close to death there, right?
It hasn't swayed my mind.
Surprised you didn't want us to talk to the people in town first.
I want you
Could
to
have
be a little
heard-
more firm in your own convictions.
Could have heard their pleas and had them pull on our dear little heartstrings.
Iala rolls her eyes.
No. I believe in the stubbornness of man above all, and I would like for you to be the convincing voice to them, not them to you.
I see.
And really, I'm wounded that you're not thanking me.
Oh,
Thanking you for what?
Delaying that detonation.
I'm afraid it was unknown to us that you delayed it.
Oh, well, there's a pleasant surprise for you then. You think they're going to send a bomb in the midst of you to lose their hands on it and just wait to blow it up?
Maybe.
It was a bomb for you to blow up, Sand?
No hands on the trigger here, but I got the lips that whisper the ear that holds the trigger, you know.
It wouldn't have been at all that somebody was hoping we would take it further into town to try to use it for something and then get to blow it up right near town center. That would
I
have
mean,
been
that would have
a
been
little
mighty
bit.
convenient.
It's amazing how much time they waited too. It's like they really expected to get pulled farther into town. Are you really sure that you held it back from detonating?
You warned me.
Are you just a little annoyed you couldn't convince them to blow it up when I was inside of it?
That again, if I whispered those words, that would be,
Would it?
you know, I don't think you understand the position I'm in, and he's going to just sort of like take his plate. Still got some food on it, and he just sort of like tosses it aside as if I'm done with this, so it can go on the floor. Standing up and just sort of gesturing like, "Why don't we take a little walk outside, folks? It's stuffy in here."
Uh,
We'll even walk towards that little cemetery of yours, so you don't miss nothing fun.
right. Let's walk and talk, I guess.
I'm just saying, Mr. Mikey, you have a lot of disposition that I understand. Entirely too much. So, I'm not sure if you actually held the bomb back for us.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little demonstration of the do's and don'ts here. As he sort of like, he actually does close the door behind him as if being polite here. You hear it sort of like latch shut. And he goes, I held the bomb back. It's true. I couldn't choose to detonate the bomb on you, not by my own word. If they decided it themselves, that would have been fantastic. And I wish they had.
Of course.
But they
It would
didn't.
have taken out one little problem and would have destabilized things, right?
So when I realized they were going to try and recapture it, which was a futile effort, I just told them to make a show of it. Take it back, let it delay, and give you a glimpse of what I can do. Not to you.
Show us what
To the
this
people.
can do to the people in town.
As
Yes.
if I tried to hurt you, I bet something special would happen.
Oh.
In fact, cards on the table. Let's see if you really are protected. Michael steps towards the group of you. Instantly, I would like all of you to make me charisma saving throws.
Versus.
First is a supernatural fear. If you're immune to fear,
I'm
I still
immune.
want you to roll, but you are immune.
Okay, well, I'm immune,
Yeah.
and I also grant advantage to anybody around me.
Nice.
Oh.
All right.
So that's why what I was
Yeah.
let me hit my button so you have it. But I have the stirring scaled amulet, and it makes me I can't be charmed or frightened, and moreover, any creature within 30 feet of me gets advantage. So,
This
Alright, you said
advantage ain't
charisma?
mounting to much. Is it Iala rolled again? Iala, you better roll again.
I used the save. I didn't use the save. I did just the flat charisma
I
Nice,
check.
Nick.
think I don't know if
Here
I
we
need
go.
to re-roll. I'm not gonna re-roll that. So
I
I'm
don't
fine.
think you need to re-roll
I
that. Okay.
I am gonna re-roll mine.
I'm going to re-roll yours.
Um,
I will tell you the save
going-
DC is 20.
Oh, my first one worked then. Oh well.
Yeah, why?
I'm gonna use my inspiration anyways to reroll.
Yeah, I have no choice on this.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, so
I
then
tried.
I'm going to
Oh,
My
I'm-
13.
I'm gonna use
Yeah, that's a better roll.
It's the
yeah, you only
18,
get the
right?
18 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
You only
You
get
only
you
reroll-
already
you only
rolled with
reroll one
advantage.
dice.
You get one re-roll, which would be the first die.
with
Okay.
the 19 that I have for my first roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my special use Shirley's special ability,
Now,
Flash of Ingenuity.
I'm gonna say something here that I'm not gonna
Not
allow
allowed to
that,
do that?
because you rolled that
Okay.
wrong, and then you rolled your advantage charisma save to correct it.
Oh, right. Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that roll does not count.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me do. Right. My reroll. Use inspiration. Okay.
Yeah.
I am back on the same page now. Okay.
Hey. Okay.
We're fine.
I'm
All
going
right.
to use an inspiration to
You're gonna use an inspiration?
reroll.
Hey. Okay.
That
Also, are
that's a
you
wisdom
Wheeler or
save.
Woe
That's
right
a
now, Noah?
wisdom.
What? No.
Yeah, it was wisdom, so you gotta use charisma.
Yeah, roll again.
Do I?
Oh,
You have advantage. Did you already? Oh, you did
I
re-roll.
used
Never
it.
mind. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay. All right.
Well, I was saying you have advantage. Did you roll twice?
I
for the
used.
cur-
Yeah, I used it. The
Oh.
highest
Oh. Okay.
got was
Oh yeah.
15.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
I see that
yeah.
way up there.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you have Wheeler Woe today?
I have whoa.
Okay, that's no good. Sorry.
Yeah.
quick, hit me mine too with the wall.
I'm
but
not
you weren't.
afraid. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid.
As Mikey steps towards you all, it's strange. You've encountered dragon fear and so on. You've been afraid of things in the past. Normally, you can feel like the strange supernatural presence of that. This just feels like you're picking up a deep intent that you know to be true, and that is his intent to not kill you, but to make you suffer.
Harm us.
To really make you suffer beyond anything you could possibly imagine. Nim and Iala, you managed to stand steadfast through that. Nim, you let it wash over you. You keep yourself calm. Iala, you grit through it. The rest of you feel your blood grow cold. You feel that fear growing. And as you feel that intent, that promise of harm, there is a sudden flash. Nomi, you are dislodged from Nomi, Nim. As Nomi sort of moves out from beneath you and grows to an immense size. Wings flaring out, a defiant roar. Taryc?
Mhm.
And Nim, when you see that happen, there is a defying glow, unmistakably.
Mhm.
And Taryc,
Blinding glow.
Yes.
Saeed also bounds forward. There's weird little like lizardy rapping barks,
Mhm.
noises in defiance. And you see a ripple on his back, black tendrilish, shifting, surging out and forming into wings, which get flared out in a sort of defensive posturing. And Michael stops. sort of like rocking on the hill briefly, taking a couple of steps back and just going, whoa, okay. See? Now we know it's real. Now we know who's at play.
Not me?
This massive, to you, massive, to the rest of you, pretty fucking big.
He's large, so
I mean,
Yeah,
he's large.
he's pretty big.
Yeah.
he's a horse.
Sort of like cranes his head back to look down at you, before, and you can see in the eyes, that's Nomi still.
Nomi.
Before, sort of like growling a bit at Michael. Scoots back a little to stand over you, Nim.
Mhm.
And
Iala quizzically looks up at Nomi, but kind of shakes it off and goes back to standing her ground.
the rest of you, you feel that fear fade, that momentary freeze, letting go of you, as Michael just slips his hands into his pockets and just goes, okay, all right, none of that play then. Can't blame the guy for trying.
We
Yeah,
can
we
blame you
can.
for a lot of things, apparently.
Still, I bet that won't happen for anybody else. But I'm falling back into old habits of threats again. Let's try and move past that. You had proper time. Change your mind, maybe. Come back with a counter offer. Willing to bargain.
I'm done bargaining with devils.
Okay.
I'm tired of the lies and the misdirection and the threats.
Lies and misdirection? I've been real straight with you.
Then push comes to shove, we'll work on what is thrown at us, just as we're doing now.
The main problem is the force that's buried here, right?
I'm hour and a half. Yeah.
Isn't there anything we can do to solve this issue without having to hurt so many people?
I mean, you asked me that last time, and I'll tell you the same thing again. Not as far as I'm aware. There might very well be, but I'm going with the method I know will work.
But it's not the method that other people agree with. As you
Well,
can see here, clearly we are being protected for a reason, yes?
This
yeah.
is still
We broke 2 seals and they're still protecting us. They let us go to where these seals were and break them.
Listen,
That doesn't sound
2
like
idiots
the good
out of the
guys.
Pantheon doesn't mean there's a consensus up there.
and
What,
but
2 idiots? Are
if,
you insulting Bahamut?
Any day.
Morgani.
Morgani?
I think he would insult any of the gods if given the chance.
I'll insult all of them, but no.
but you should know that even this is just a temporary measure. Yeah, it will scare everyone off, but like in another 500
What?
years, everyone's going to be coming
Lysol?
back.
Has sent someone here acting on this behalf, Bahamut?
We don't know what
Are
that's
those the 2
for.
idiots?
No, I didn't count last time. I'm just watching those 2. You don't know? You can't figure it out? I guess those tales are kind of lost to you, aren't they?
Is it Lorne? Because I thought you sort of served Lorne. Aren't you a prince of
Serve,
hell?
Lorne. Listen, that uppity do-gooder.
Oh, after all your talk of redemption and forgiveness, it sounded like a Lorne line.
It is the kind of thing she'd spill. But no.
Yes.
You still got the daughter's love amongst you. And, well, Bahamut is no surprise, is he?
But isn't this still just a temporary solution? You
Mm.
know,
Everything
you know
is a
what-
temporary solution in the end. I mean, you're all gonna die one day. I mean, everything, everyone. But
No,
You still try and extend it a little bit. That's what we're doing.
trying to appeal to the greater nature of a demon about the saving of mortal
I'm-
lives.
No, I was talking about the logistics of it. If compassion isn't going to work, logically, this is still just going to be a temporary solution. You know, he probably knows more than anyone the greed of mortals.
Doesn't that actually fit what Michael would want? The more mortals that get tempted here, the more people that Michael gets to teach a lesson to.
I will admit,
And
I enjoy my job,
you do love your job. You said
but
that.
I am doing my job. I
And
don't want that
Worried that we're
thing
gonna
to grow.
loose.
I don't know what that thing gaining power and managing to influence its sibling would do to my life.
Then why didn't you stop it before it grew with the wards in place?
Because we were foolish, unsure of what it was, what we were doing. We needed time to
Yeah.
learn. That's kind of what you're
2
asking for,
months
right?
ago. 2 months ago.
Oh, that? Yeah. Meddling.
And who was meddling?
You really gotta ask, and he sort of just gestures to Nomi and Said. How does it
But yet-
feel to know that your gods will happily break something and let a few mortals die in the hope that you come pick it up and fix it, huh? You gawd at my willingness to let people die, but what about the ones that you think are so good?
They're willing to try to fix it. You are willing to let it burn.
Ah, there ain't. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It could be that you're both on the same side. You're just trying different methods.
I mean, that's exactly what it is, so I can't begrudge them
Yes,
too much, but
I don't begrudge either of you, but I have to pick a side, don't I? The one side is trying to protect me, and one side would really have loved the bomb to have blown up in my face.
what if I did you a favor, let you still work on this little project, just getting out of my way in the meantime? Would
I'm
you like a
listening.
lead?
You're asking us to still get out of here so that's where you can slaughter this towns and the next town for your big plan, yes?
That's what's on the table. Whether you have counter offers is another thing. But we can work together. We can do that.
Isn't your job is to keep this thing from breaking out, and it's our goal to also keep that from happening. Aren't you running counter to your own job if you stop us?
No, because I think that your path is not gonna work, but I'm still willing to hear you out.
I have a counter offer for you, Mikey.
Yeah, okay, what is it, darling?
We have something we want to do. We want to try to deal with this Maranorath.
Mm-hmm.
And you want the Maranorath not to run loose, but you feel like the best way to do that would be to manage this countryside by emptying it out.
Exactly.
I am not a good person by any measure of the words. And I am willing to do all sorts of awful and terrible things if I think it is what is the path that needs to happen. So my path that I offer you is this. You give us time. 2 years. We try to get the Maranorath figured out. At the end of 2 years, if we have not done it, we will do Kretch's job.
Well, I'm not.
This is my counter offer that I am making, Noah, so if you don't agree to it, then my offer cannot stand.
I
2
would.
years.
I wouldn't do the slaughtering, but I would help people try and leave if we can't.
I would personally go and murder every last person that refused to leave this continent.
I tell you what, You love this little town, right?
Yes.
How
That
about
knocking, like Mikey
that?
knocking. That's
Yeah, that's Mikey.
okay. I
Um,
wanted to make sure that was a character thing. So
how about this? Kretch goes around this place.
Hmm?
You get your time. Kretch's crusade continues, because I'm not gonna stop my go entirely. But I'll let you have this little beacon. And I'll give you a hint.
And we don't go chase Kretch, we chase the Maranorath.
Yeah.
Is that a viable dream for everybody?
I just have one question on it. How can we be sure that Kretch will not?
Keep Kretch away from the town of Galen as well. It is close to the Maranorath, and we will be going
Galen.
there.
Galen is a big problem, you see. It's,
It is a big problem, but if you have Kretch down there and we need to go down there, we will run into each other.
fine. I'll
I
tell
don't
you.
want to. I don't want to actively chase after Kretch. Keep him away from
I
where
will
Norath is.
keep him away from Galen. I don't want the nose near the the
Maranorath.
Maranorath. Thank you, darling.
The marinara.
The marinara sauce.
What's a marinara?
Oh, it's delicious. But I don't want the nose near that either. If any contamination factors come out of Galen, on the other hand, they're free game.
That is fair. If somebody is contaminated, they're already too far gone for us anyway. I find this an agreeable circumstance. Does anybody else?
I am guessing you're also going to keep Kretch away from any chance of breaking the other wards.
Oh, gods, yeah.
I will also find this bearable to be taken care of.
2 years then.
2 years. I think I can keep this under control for 2 years. All right. He spits into his hand a horrible black glob of
How do you
ick.
feel about that, Cassian, before our excited demon tries to make a deal? Did Cassian go AFK?
I've been muted.
Oh.
Someone was
Okay.
revving outside, and I forgot I had muted, so it didn't crawl over into the.
Oh,
thing.
I thought you were awful quiet.
Cassian kind of shakes off his hands, lets out a breath. I don't like it, but 2 years will give us room to work.
Let's get this in writing. Or do you trust us enough for word only?
I trust you all enough to go by your intent.
Mm-hmm.
So who's shaking on it, huh? Cards on the table. This
I'll
is a
put my hand
pact.
out. I will make this pact.
All right then. He looks down at you and goes, "Go. You gotta be the most awkward size to shake the hands off."
Oh, I can say the same thing for you, sir.
That's fair. That's fair.
Have you considered that part?
Nim.
Hmm.
He grasps your little arm,
Uh-huh.
coating it in this horrible liquid, and gives you a little up and down motion, lifts you from your feet briefly.
Mm-hmm. It's comical looking, I'm sure.
Yeah. Before going, deal's a deal. I'll have Kretch put on back. No need for confrontation unless you wanna fight him.
Mm.
No kidding, though. No, I'll pull him back. You won't be happy, but I've got a way with words, you see.
If Kretchak's on his own, though. or
If Kretch
forgiven.
disobeys, I'll kill him myself.
Not.
You want to go find a lost child of the explorer. They got more knowledge on beings like the Marinor than most beings do. There's your hint.
Which
So
explorer?
it would be that what you call it? The guy that was a Lorn Seeker.
No. That's not. Don't look
No.
into him, please. That's nothing that you should care about. No. Child of the Explorer, one of the dead ones. You guys right about that stuff still?
What's a no?
Oh, well. You
Dead
know
what?
what an ooze is, right? A slime.
Yes, we dealt with some of those over by.
Ever met one that talks?
They don't talk. They just go.
The ones from here don't, but the ones from out there, he sort of like twirls his fingers skyward. They're quite bright. Rare, though. Really rare now.
I
Slime
guess
from the stars?
somebody's gonna have to hit the books. Slime from stars. Well,
I'm from stars.
star slime. What a
Wonderful.
thing.
And-
Goodbye, Mikey.
Hey, kids, if you ever want to redeal, maybe take some of those promised things and just let me have my way, you just, well, you can figure out how to contact me, I'm sure. You're bright.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
Mikey.
And he puts his hands back in his pockets, turns on heel, and just starts walking down the street, whistling to himself. Taking a
Once
different
he's-
path than you.
Once he's out of eyesight, Iala just puts her hands on her head and just
Oh, I
just
hate
starts
that
slapping
guy.
her tail on the ground and it's sparking.
I'm going to climb up on Nami. Nami, you are awkward. Okay, let us go.
Nomi, louds in your head.
Ow!
Nomi tries to whisper in your head. Little less loud.
Little less loud.
All right. Nomi is going to take to the air briefly. Nim. Oh God.
Does my saddle still? Is it like?
Yeah.
Is it a human size saddle or is it a brownie size saddle? Because it's on the mount, not me. So I assume it would be a human size saddle
I
now.
think it would be. That's something
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
have to figure out.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab onto whatever I can grab onto.
He soon lands, seeing that this is difficult.
You know what? I'm gonna get in the pouch of my saddle bag and then give him a thumbs up. We'll be fine. Let's go.
Okay. He's going to do bounding flaps. But Taryc, Saeed is like leaping up at you of like, I did a good job, right? That sort of
Yes,
happy
thanks.
bounding. I want praise.
Gonna
New
give the
wings are flapping.
Far larger Saeed because he's also now medium.
Oh, he's gone up in size. Yes. Okay. He's
Yeah.
also grew.
Gonna give him a hug and thank you for your assistance. You did wonderfully.
You get face licked.
Glad I now have resistance to acid because he now has acid.
Yeah.
Well, at least someone is listening to us. She says, looking at the bigger dragons we have now.
Yes, we have big dragons now. We have a medium dragon, and a large dragon.
Yeah.
And then we have one tiny little dragon.
We have
We have all the
dragon,
sizes.
dragon human, dragon tiny dragon, and Heya dragon.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Iala, your little companion is definitely preening
lie.
herself.
Trying to look more dragon pretty.
Trying to look very pretty, puff out chest a bit.
Oh no, you did get one. Of, you got a oh wow, dazzle child. Great.
Don't worry, you're still as good as the rest of them. She pats him, strokes her head a little.
Salai sort of doesn't really nuzzle in, just like that little bit of a lean.
So, I guess we've made a deal for 2 years. Hopefully, the other towns can put up a fight, as we did here.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Don't like him either.
I have a feeling none of us really like him, but
Don't mind me. I'm gonna never-ending story around the sky for a little bit. Turn around. Look at what you see. We're scaring the shit out of so many pseudo dragons in the
Yeah, I
air
was gonna
right
say,
now.
you actually do get like flanked on both sides by like the little air squadrons. Alarmed that there appears to be a great big dragon now flying into
Through
town.
town?
Which
the other question is, what is the guards doing about this?
yeah, you're gonna hear panicked shouts from below.
It's not just me for once.
Yeah.
Well, it's great too because there would have been just like a big golden light just like shot down a street and into the air, and then all of a sudden, dragon in the sky.
Which one of the pseudo dragons actually flies in closer, like really close, Nim. And I think you recognize it.
Oh, is it Tula?
It's Tula, and you see the rider sort of raising their goggles, like pulling their little wind mask down, and you see Larkin's face.
Hey, Larkin!
Nim!
Yeah, Nami got a glow up.
What?
This is Nami.
You're gonna have to explain this. Dinner? Tomorrow? If it's
okay. If we're not dead.
Yeah. He sort of like makes some gestures, like waving his arms at the other riders, which do start to peel off. And he just goes, I'm glad you're still okay.
Glad you are too. I've been worrying about you. I hope everybody's doing all right.
We're holding on. And he just sort of nods a bit grimly before like pulling his mask and goggles back down, and he gives you a wave and starts to bank off.
Oh, wave and watch the pseudo dragons bake off as we continue flying towards the graveyard, pacing behind around our people.
We should follow her because she's flying where we need to go next.
Oh, there goes
I'm gonna guess you're pretty obvious. Yeah, that's.
Hey, Nami, you want to see a really cool trick?
Me.
Yeah, okay, watch this. And I'm gonna cast invisibility on me, but because Nami's my greater steed, it casts invisibility on Nami, so we both disappear out of the sky.
Nim and Nami. You can still hear Nim and Nami flapping. Like, there's that sound of wing beats, but they are no longer visible.
And you can hear the giggle from them. We are so sneaky.
Let's get over there before she breaks something.
All I'm just now imagining is we have the new version of the Wicked Witch. We have the Wicked Witch of the Nami.
Right. You're gonna just go straight into the graveyard?
Yeah.
All right. You all head into the graveyard. Nami landing and
I'll let the invisibility drop.
You let the invisibility drop. And Nami is going to suddenly boom, back into a little pseudo dragon.
Nami.
And gives you a like neck hug. And then like seems to remember himself a bit, like head turning up a bit as if like, oh, didn't mean to be that affectionate.
No, too regal. I want to hug on the dummy, pat, 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 pat.
And you all start to head back towards the grave that you left earlier. As you approach, you can see a gathering there. At first, it looks like maybe a bunch of guards have like sort of come to keep watch and so on. But then you realise, oh, that's Father Maguire. There's that one guard that you'd asked to that guard lady you'd asked to come sort of keep watch, and various figures wearing different types of armor. Some are like full plate with these regal inscriptions. A couple just wearing basic chainmail and so on. But each of them, as you look past the armor, you can see beneath like these full helms, skeletal features. And you see one like that's not wearing any helmet at all. Yeah, that is just a skull. Eyes glowing a faint blue. And amongst them all is looks like to be a fairly normal man, one that you'd found dehydrated, mummified, now looking wholer, hardier, hale, talking
Well,
to the priest.
So you're finally awake. Iala walks up to the pair.
The risen man looks over at you, and you can see like it's not like the others, like these glowing blue sort of orbs in skulls, but you can see that faint hint of glow to his eyes, which most of you have rolled on vampires before. Don't think that's particularly typical to them. He sort of looks over at you, looking a little lost, and just goes, "Yeah, I'm awake. You're the ones that found me."
yes.
Yes. Yep, we are.
You're the poor soul that nobleman did the thing to, yeah?
Yeah, I'm him.
It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay now.
He looks momentarily confused. She didn't tell. I know I'm meant to help you.
We appreciate.
How are you supposed to help us?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't.
Well,
He sort of looks down at his hands, turning them over.
We've got a little bit of time to think that over.
we will need to make arrangements.
Yes. Well, we did some talking with some peoples. We might be heading towards the end of this siege.
It's going well then.
So far, at least here.
The father sort of brightens a bit, looking kind of pleased to hear that news. He goes, then we're winning.
I
More like an armistice for the moment.
Well, what is this?
Not sure what that is.
It's going to be a little bit of a draw so far. They can't get in, we won't let them. So, we're going to need to take the night to figure out what the next step is.
A couple of the armored figures seem to glance at each other, and then one of them actually pipes up. The one in the resplendent full plate mail just goes, "A break in the fighting is a good thing. It will give us an opportunity to acquaint the boy with his abilities, train him a little. How long do we have?"
Let's see. Well, we have until first we have until morning to see if they actually launch an attack. And if they don't, they might be moving on to the next town.
I'm sorry, but where are those people? Those heads canting to one side looking at them. Because I only got like the secondhand knowledge from Valtori. I have no idea what this is.
Those risen by the.
Oh, I'm
priest
sorry.
of
Hi, my name is
Malachal.
Nim. What are your names?
One
I'm
second.
guessing
I need to
you're
bring up my notes.
Glaucil's anointed.
The figures sort of nod at their own little paces, and are going to start introducing themselves once I actually find my document.
Okay, so they'll introduce themselves and you'll
Yeah.
give me names.
One of them steps forward. Seems to be slighter than the rest. Wearing like strangely pristine leathers. Like the being a bare skeletal figure would have had to be buried long enough that leathers would have decayed somewhat at the very least. But this looks perfectly pristine. And just goes, I'm Elisa Dawn-Crest. One of the other figures sort of bows a bit, one of the chainmail armored ones. Balfar, Emberstone. Then Gideon Frostvale. And the great big plate mail armored one goes, I'm Satoran Rogerly.
Utterly.
What was? Can we get those at some point? That don't have to be right now, but
I can paste them in for you, yes.
okay, thank you.
Roger
I got
Lee.
3 out of 4.
Why do I,
Means
that sounds familiar? Why does that sound familiar? I'm trying
The
to remember.
noble.
That's the family. That's the noble
Awful.
family we've been having.
Awful.
Okay,
Lord
that's
Roger Lee.
Okay,
Yeah.
Their neighbors.
right. Okay.
That's very kind to meet you. As I said, I am Nim. This is Taryc, Noah, Iala, Cassian. This is the super brave Nomadrskiden. This is Saeed, and I will remember how to say her name
Sherlai.
without butchering it. Shalai, right?
Sherlai, yeah.
Sherlai.
it.
Okay. I was
Butcher it.
thought it was Shylai. Okay. Sherlai. As a Sherlai. You are here to help train his abilities? Are you here otherwise?
We are to assist him as he is to assist you.
Good. Shall we
Right.
get him out of the grave, as it were? And we can get you up to our manor.
Yes.
We
Oh,
will
there
need
is.
to make arrangements for him.
Yes. While he is risen in service, the matter of hunger will remain. Arrangements must be made.
Is it possible for him to feed without biting somebody? Can we draw blood and give it to him that way?
Yes.
Okay.
The poor man seems to grimace a bit, which I'm desperately searching my notes for his name.
Oh.
Oh, I have
The
that
vampire?
somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it's not you.
His name is Conrad Turnstall.
Oh, it is. Yeah, okay. It's
Conrad Turnstall. Identity of the dead body we thought was a vampire was in the spider house. I have all my notes on him.
nice. Okay. He seems to grimace a little bit at the mention of this feeding, and as he grimaces, teeth exposing a little bit. There are those pointed fangs.
I am unfortunately not a viable person to help contribute to this.
One of the
It's a size problem, actually, not a willingness. I'm very willing, but I think it would. It's like
problematic.
it's like feeding a horse a berry.
the figure that identifies itself as Alicia sort of lets out a chuckle, and just goes, "You'd be sucked up in not even a moment."
I know. I said that the beast is just like, hey, have this little like a huckleberry, right? And then sorry, that's all you get.
We have to find you a heartier feast, friend. And the skeleton sort of like jabs the shoulder of Conrad, making him like stumble forward a bit. And one of the other skeletons just goes, "Alicia, please."
Does animal blood work at all? Do we know?
The armored figure shakes his head and goes, "I'm afraid not."
Only sentient blood. Okay.
It is-
Important to know. If we had a shortcut, we'd use it.
It can sate the hunger momentarily, but it is like drinking water to settle the stomach when it needs food.
An emergency will keep them alive, but
Yeah,
not
depending on the town you're in,
continue.
sometimes the water's extra chewy.
Alicia, again, lets out a hearty laugh.
I like this one. Let us get there. We will need to make a safe place for him where he can be out of the light in the day as well.
Indeed. And does one of you have a bag?
I have a magical bag. Would that help?
We
You
need
want to do
to
it,
make
Taryc?
sure to gather some of this dirt.
I have I whistle for Saeed and pull a sack out of his saddle packs. Carry one just in case it's ever needed.
I will take my bag of holding out. Let's get extra. It is probably not a bad idea to have a bunch, right?
And this sort of resplendent knight just sort of like kneels down and just like starts to shovel dirt with his hands.
I will hand a shovel over.
I will pull a shovel out of my bag of holding.
I got one on my back.
He looks up and goes, "Better equipped than I."
You just woke up.
Yes, they don't tend to bury you with your honored shovel.
You had an honored shovel?
I wish I
Shovel
had an
knight?
honored shovel.
Oh.
No infringing on the copyright, please.
You are able to gather up some of this grave dirt. Torin going on to explain that now that he has risen from this grave, this is bound to him. He needs it to truly rest.
How much is needed just in case?
Enough for a thin spreading beneath bedding would do. More is better.
I don't know how much a sack holds, but I will fill the entire sack
I'm
if
going
needed.
to leave my bag to be filled up with however much they want to. I honestly think they should get extra because they're going to be constantly losing this dirt. I'm gonna go a couple headstones over to get out of earshot, and then I'm taking out my sending stone.
Okay, you grab your sending stone.
I am going to send a message to Maltori as he has my sending stone. I made a pact with Mikey. Cratch's forces should be leaving. Be wary. It was verbal and handshake. And then that's as much as I can say.
I hope you took great caution and consideration, daughter. We'll discuss it when I see you next. Can you see the skeletons? You see the crow nearby still turn to face you, and then out and excited, "Gwa!"
Gwa! I mean, I'm gonna go stand beside the crow and go, Gwa!
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 Oh,
Oh God! So I'm just waiting for Nami to start saying "gua" too somehow. Yep,
I
right
want
there.
Nami to learn to say Gwa. Gwa.
Nami learns to communicate with the
What?
crow. Doesn't understand
Cassian's
what it's
ear
saying.
turns towards where Nim is and just listening to the gwa, gwa,
Gwa.
gwa.
Gwa. Gwa.
Okay, well, she's back to normal.
Qua.
Sorry.
We should be on our toast tonight. You never know what will happen.
If Conrad is to accompany you, would it be remiss for us to also accompany?
No,
You should come, yes.
More of the
the more
merrier.
the merrier.
Just
Unless-
be forewarned, our household is a little eccentric at the moment.
Father
It's-
McGuire, are you alright with this arrangement?
I would not. These are the blessed of Lysol. He just sort
I
of like
promise
spreads his
when it
hands
is-
helplessly.
I promise when it is time for them to rest again, we will make sure they fall into your steward and you can ensure their safe passage.
Father Maguire nods, and a couple of the figures
Through
actually.
prayer! Through prayer! I'm going to make sure I say that so that the skeletons don't get scared. Through prayer!
Alicia sort of glances at you and just goes, "I don't know. I think he could beat me in a duel." Father Maguire looks alarmed, putting his hands up and goes, I've never wielded a weapon. I'm kidding. Oh, dear. Sense of humor has died off, I see. Well, then.
Wilhelm really needed some friends, so this is good.
Yes, especially since what happened to Hefte.
We're really running out of room at home.
We need a bigger house.
We have an entire basement.
One of the skeletal figures that hasn't actually piped up at all yet, just sort of looks up when you mention Wilhelm and goes, I have a message for him.
Oh, okay. Well, come with. You will meet Wilhelm.
It will be a great honor.
You are... Is it Satoran Rogerly?
The armored knight sort of puts his fist to his chest and goes, I am Toron Rogerly.
You are kin, are our neighbors, so it will be good.
He sort of lets out a chuckle and just goes, it'll be awkward, I think, but...
Oh.
Well, it's not every day
being
that you have
alive?
a long-gone relative walk into your home, is it?
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's get everybody up there.
How about Roger Lee at the house, don't we? Or
Oh yeah, this is 2 Roger Lees now. Double the
That
Roger
household
Lees, double
is
the fun.
full.
maybe this one will be a good influence on that one.
So Nami, can you just go big whenever?
Meep.
Yeah.
Meep, meep. Meep, 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 meep,
Fish,
meep,
fish, 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 fish. With the gold light.
Excited head bobbing.
Oh, that's so neat. We could do all sorts of hijinks.
You get a flash in your mind of protect, no more send away.
Oh. Only send away when we need to, okay?
Suspicious squinting, slow nodding.
Only send away to protect your life. As is the pact.
Squinting.
Also to move you out of the way sometimes, because you block things.
Me.
Your butt is big! Your butt is big!
Hissing, tail waving.
Uh-huh.
Right. You begin to lead the newly risen vampire and his skeletal entourage through town back to home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you head on back home, the crow sort of the raven follows along, and you just hear a sort of "Gwa, meeting home, Gwa,
Yes. Meeting home.
Gwa,"
Qua.
and it actually starts to flap off back towards presumably Matori. Soon enough, you arrive back home. You see there's quite a few trees missing now. The
The
We have a
dirt
bit
disturbed
of
where
poor
they've been
lawn.
pulled up. Yeah.
poor orchard.
Also, a lot of the magical wreckage is gone.
Oh no. Oh no.
I got thrown.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Iala is
Nothing
having
there.
mixed feelings of, oh, finally it's cleaned up and my stuff.
In the distance, you see like the occasional like fizzing sparkle shoot into the air.
Oh,
Strange distortions.
are we going to? Oh dear, are we going to have to clean that?
Not a problem, it's off our lawn.
North Star looking at all of you approaching and just like putting her arms wide and going, "You should have seen the light."
I don't think. Did you throw all this stuff? Noah points out where the junk wreckage was.
There's still some bits and pieces of wood and so on, but like the large part of the carriage is gone.
I don't think you should have thrown that.
It's
North Star, you are
glorious.
the most beautiful person in the world to me all the time. I just want you to know that.
It was like I was a better caster than my brother.
Wow.
I don't know why, but I can hear the whip snap of Logrim looking over at her really quick.
Lobram just sort of like waves his hand a bit and goes, "Yes, very impressive, sister. You are all hale and hearty, and do I need to provide any more healing?"
No, I do not think so. Save your magic if you can.
The
Just tired now.
matriarch, when she wandered off, the knowledge stopped coming.
Good for her.
Hopefully that was a successful hunt. May she return safely.
we
Mhm.
can probably ask Renda. Well, Renda not coming out and saying she was captured probably means she is fine.
Hope so.
Yes.
You have new
Oh.
friends. Hello, little ones. And the fairy skeletons, there's like a weird mix of like different salutes and bows. If anybody wanted to do history checks, they can. But
Is it just one history check for the whole thing? I
Yeah.
take it. Okay.
I'm gonna try. I can roll this.
I can't roll bad all the time, right?
You can't, but I can.
I
History
mean,
check?
your 18 still
History
high
check.
most of my checks today.
History check. That's actually good for me.
that is
Yeah.
good for you.
You and I both rolled really good.
I'm going to use woe on
Cassian rolled
Cassian.
average.
No.
Oh, whoa, you didn't.
Oh, that's a weird thought.
Hmm?
I'm not gonna try and find out.
Hmm.
If I were to cast banishment on Noah, would Noah get stuck in the Feywild if I were to hold it?
No, because Noah's from this plane.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to cast banish on me?
I
Uh,
could.
We have other ways to banish
Cassian,
Noah.
Taryc, and
Yes.
Nim.
Yes.
You don't know exactly in time periods, but you can tell that like this little group spans quite a period of history. In fact, Roger Lee is enacting what you think is like a old knightly order salute from a Darwinian order before like this continent was like properly settled, at least 300 years old, maybe more.
Yeah, so early.
The other four are doing distinctly elven gestures.
Ooh, elves are rare and old.
Yeah.
That's the. Is that the ones in the full
Levers
in
and
the
chainmail.
armor? So
The one in
yes.
full plate armor is Roger Lee doing the
Oh, that's
old
right.
knightly
Okay.
salute.
Okay.
The others are a lot more lightly armored and seem to be doing elven gestures, which are quite old.
You
Mhm.
will you all need a room? I don't know. Do you
A place to
sleep?
No, we do not sleep. Although a place to
Alright.
settle and just have privacy would be appreciated. However, please do not put yourselves to any trouble. We can make do anywhere.
I think we have a room free.
You can stay in my closet if you want.
However, thank you for the kind gesture, but Brownie's closet, I don't know if I would be able to.
We
No,
have a
it's a regular closet. It's just where I am.
Well, that is a kind offer.
We have
The
a
most pressing matter
study.
is getting Conrad a place to rest when daylight comes.
We have a basement, so
Perfect.
The basement is unused for anything other than a little bit of butchering.
Which is gonna be pretty suitable for
Mm.
yeah.
Wait,
You see
Wouldn't-
Maltori actually coming up the path now, finally sort of like catching up and arriving. An excited jaunt in his step.
Even though he's got a bit of a lip for
Yep.
everything and he's sore, he's excited.
Yep.
All these new skeletons that talk. This is everything.
It's amazing. Yes.
Cassian's going to intercept Maltori before he gets there.
Young Cassian, yes, hello.
Hi. You grab one of them, I will be very cross with you.
What I would never.
Cassian's just staring him dead in the eye.
Little touch.
No.
Just a
Little
small stroke.
No.
Ah. Fine. I'll be good.
I hope so.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, he starts to hobble around you and just goes, never good. And continues his way. And as he approaches, he goes, my new friends. I was the Raven. No, well, the Raven was my familiar. I was watching the proceedings, your majestic rise, and
Blah!
yeah, the one. That, yes, God, thank you, Nim.
Oh boy, here comes the fanboy.
I silence you.
You should be very respectful for all these amazing and ancient people that have come to help us and instruct this amazing person that they're sent by Lysol. So why aren't you fangirling a little bit?
The Torin Roger sort of like steps forward towards Maltori and just like proffers the gauntleted hand out, which Maltori stares up at the helmet a bit before like gingerly taking it. And Torin Roger giving it a hearty shake and goes, "We know who you are, Mr. Maltori. We are pleased to see that you have chosen a better path."
Oh, I think I would have peed myself if they would have said they didn't know who I was.
Yes. Okay. Oh, indeed. I will. I will go make sure that they have a space. And he is hurrying inside.
Oh, don't join them too early. He's gonna fall over and we're going to have to resurrect him ourselves.
Maybe we should take better care of Maltori. He is getting on.
I really
I was
should-
expecting the familiar to comment at that point.
I really should look him over more after all those being hit by that nasty looking weapon so many times.
She's lucky he's still standing.
Oh, I should have picked that up.
We should get maybe some curtains or something like that in case somebody tries to open up the doors into the basement so light does not bleed in the morning.
That's probably a good idea.
Alicia actually sort of waves a skeletal hand and just goes, "I'll give you a hand getting them boarded up as well. Yes."
Yes.
Thank you.
And she's gonna sort of head on in. And
I will go inside and show them various drapes and stuff like that. We can just tear down, and then we'll just start setting stuff up.
this place is becoming a mess.
We're also gonna steal some tables and chairs from upstairs, and we'll set up like a little card table or something for them down there, so that way they can hang out.
The one that identified themselves as Balfour Emberstone actually sort of looks at the group of you and goes, "Would I have permission to cast some minor warding in the basement?"
Probably a good idea.
Please do.
Marvelous. Just so that you know what it is about, it is magic to mask the presence of undead and to cancel out, abjure any daylight spells that are cast.
All right.
Well, there goes my idea to wake you up in the morning.
Please do not do that. That would be very unpleasant for him.
Cassian's actually reaching into his bag and pulling something out. And I'm going to hand it over to Balfour. I'm handing him over the Sphere of Darkness.
What is
You're a
this?
sphere of darkness?
It's something we found. It contains magical darkness in it. If something goes wrong, throw it, and it'll drop a darkness field around you. I think it's permanent.
I appreciate it. A fellow caster.
Yes.
What is your
Not that good
disciple?
right now. What?
Discipline. What is your discipline?
Abjurationist?
Grand. And he just sort of nods his head and starts to move on down to towards the cellar.
When did you get an orb of darkness?
Kind of shrugs at the cart.
Oh. I really hope that doesn't become an ecological disaster.
Noah says, looking out to the sparking, wavy forest.
It
I
should be
can
fine.
pay some attention to that and see about getting the regrowth started, says the one that never named herself.
I
Oh,
am
so,
really
so we
glad.
have 5 of them? Okay.
There are 5 total accompanying comrade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were given 5 names out of
Yeah,
character.
but Lyra Silverbrook never named herself. I should not
Yeah.
have handed it over, but you have it.
I never wrote
I
it
am
down,
going-
so that worked out.
I did, but I'm going to write a little note of unknown.
And
after
she sort of looks at you. You are comfortable with me communing with the nature here?
With what is left, go ahead.
As long as there is some, there shall always be more. And she's going to head on outside and notably start practicing some druidcraft.
Oh. Noah's going to, like, hover around and watch.
See? You finally give in to the fangirling! As you
Stop.
should!
Not fangirling, it's curiosity.
Oh, it's only curiosity.
As you are left with just 2 of the figures, Roger Lee and Gideon remaining here. Roger Lee just goes, "Would you mind if I just explore the premise, know what we're dealing with defense-wise?"
All of you who is left, go ahead. Do what you need to do to keep this place safe.
Yes.
I give you permission, so you don't all have to ask one at a time.
He nods his head, and the other one, Gideon, just is already grinning, being a skeleton face, but eyes seem to light up a bit, and they just nod and move off on their own.
Just keep this place safe.
We're outside right now, right? This is all going on.
Most had moved inside, I think.
Because I was gonna.
You can be outside if you want to be outside.
I was actually going to. Are both Labrim and Nightstar both outside? North Star both outside?
Yes.
Have either of you seen any of the rest return? Wilhelm or Clara?
I had Wilhelm returned briefly, yes. He said you could find him in the alleyways if you needed him.
Okay, so he is safe.
Clara, I have not seen. I assume she is with the rest of her coven.
Yes. Unfortunately, Hevday will not be returning.
No, why not?
He was at the North Gates when we arrived, taking out cannons, and they took him down, but he went out in a glorious blaze of his own making. Took many gnolls with him in the explosion.
Well, we will scribe his name in stone once we're at some good stone again.
Thank you. He
He did a lot.
the North Gates may not have stood without him.
We will honor his name, and it will be
Thank you.
remembered by the rock.
Thank you, and thank you for defending our house.
It's okay. It is small and needs defending. You have been good. Good. What is word for
Host?
That doesn't sound right. You.
I also
Friend?
didn't hear host the first time. My brain processed that as horse. And that's only one of
We are not in habit to you. That is
companion.
Friend?
no person that grants their place of living to another.
Landlord?
Oh.
I
They
believe
look
host is the
horrified by
word.
that term, knowing their
No,
culture.
I believe host actually was the term you were that was being looked for.
That is a strange term for this.
I do not know where it comes from either, but it is used.
I'm trying to think of what would a proper word be.
Host. Out of character. Host.
Would one of you do us the honor of watching us in our deep slumber? Just in case.
I could probably do that. It'll take. I'll have. Well,
We'll
Okay.
take turns.
Yes.
okay, yes.
We'll make sure you're safe.
Yes.
Sleep soundly.
They give thankful nods and they start to settle down. As you watch them settle down, you do see from the woods the form of two gnolls approaching. One incredibly gravid, holding a staff that she's supporting herself on. The other sort of like following closely, almost anxiously, as the matriarch and her second return.
You've returned.
I'm trying to think of names.
Was your hunt successful?
Panda is the one missing. What's her name? Where's my list?
Gadri and Parla.
Paula's there, but Gadri is not correct.
No, Gadri returns. Gadri is the matriarch. Parla is with her. Notably, Maury is not.
That's
the one that Gadri left with.
Is Maury still out?
Maury is dead.
Oh.
Do not be sad. It is way of things. He lives on with us.
Yes. Was your hunt successful?
Yes. Killed many. Killed more. This is good.
Would cold have mean the undead? Probably out of character.
Cowed.
Oh, okay, never mind. That is good to hear.
Yes, successful. Good. They will learn to respect me once more.
Yes.
Looks like we've all done good work today. So let's try and rest up. We don't know what tomorrow is bringing.
Yes.
Good work out there, matriarch. I'm glad to see you back.
Boss. And she just smiles at you and starts to head on in.
I'm going to go get a head start on sleeping because
Oh,
I'm tired.
I'll take the first watch over them.
All right.
You can do that. Downstairs, Nim, you're assisting with the hanging.
Yes,
You're
I can help with that.
hold bits of cloth up.
Well, if they hold it up, I can tie the line or something. I can
Okay,
run thread and whatever.
As you
Also,
do.
I could cast an unseen servant and have that help. So
Oh yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, as you're doing that, I need to consolidate my notes into a better file system because I keep having to tab back and forth, and it's madness.
Yeah.
Alicia, sort of just as she's holding up the cloth, just goes, "So, one of your kind here, huh?
Yes.
Is it common now?
No.
No?
I am the only Trixie I have seen since I have come to this continent.
Ah, that's a shame. Must be a little lonely. Brownie folk
It can be.
welcoming you enough?
They're all right.
Hmm.
They're nice people.
Yeah,
They're nice people, wherever you
they're
go.
nice people. So, no, please.
You familiar with Trixies?
Met a few in my travels, yes.
Oh, okay. What were you saying?
I don't know actually. I'm just trying to make conversation.
Oh, you're just trying to fill the empty space because it gets awkward. I do the same thing all the time.
Not awkward. I just don't like silences myself. It's I don't know. It's always disconcerting.
Yeah, it is. You so chosen by Lysol, huh? Big deal.
Yes, big deal. I worshipped her in life, and part of me always, yeah, a little secret. You actually get quite a lot of worshippers of Lysil amongst the elves. It's weird, right? Us living, well, basically forever, but I think there's a connection there, and well, I was always definitely afraid of dying. Part of the whole, don't like silences, silence to the grave, that kind of thing, right? And
Yes.
yes, but
Yes. You got a little bit of unrest in you, so you wanted to keep going, right?
exactly. And then when I did die and kept going a little bit, I sort of grew not tired of it, just realized it wasn't necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Started to miss people.
Mhm.
You learn to deal with that as an elf, but well, it changes a bit. People treat you differently once you're dead.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. I know that Maltori, Ebenzar, he's hoping to make that transition. He wants to keep going, and I am very proud of him for that. Not many people, they try to do these things.
Yes, and I wish him the best of luck with that. I'm gladdened that he is on a decent path at the very least.
He is trying his best. He's been trying very hard to find power without causing too much harm.
Hmm.
It is a difficult path to take.
It is, but Lysa wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, hopefully it works out for him. I know he was very excited to meet all of you.
Jittering fanboy, right? It's sweet, really. But
Well, I mean, in a way, you're kind of a hero of a philosophy. So, it is fair. I think you are pretty amazing.
I don't think he has put a lot of thought into that, though.
Hmm?
I mean,
What?
surely he should question why his heroes of the Lycidian Way were in graves, right?
Well,
I'll talk to him about the more aligned parts, the fun of going on and being able to. What's his thing? He's a wizard, right?
he's a wizard. He's very
So all
smart.
about the knowledge.
I think he is. He's very smart.
Yeah,
He knows
that's-
everything.
Yes, okay. I'll talk to him about the fun of getting to read as many books as you want, and I'll drift away from the end.
Well, I mean, I don't really participate in his philosophy of the forever. I could see wanting to go on longer, but you think forever is like a long, long time, right?
It is a very long time. Yes.
But I mean, if you're going to be dead anyway, why not be dead where the fun people are?
Oh, it's plenty fun up there. There's a lot to look forward to.
Is it? Well,
Oh, yes.
get to heaven. Do they drink in heaven?
They drink. We're not really supposed to say, are we?
Do
But,
do you have the sex in the heaven? Because this is things I need to know. If I don't get it down here, can I get it up there?
well, I'll tell you something. And she actually leans into you. Down here, going on as bones and such. Well, up there's a lot of boning, but you got your flesh back.
Blink, blink.
My alignment is going to switch.
Whoa! So I can have my cake and eat it too. All I gotta do is worship Lysol.
But I'd encourage worshipping who your heart feels is right. You
I
don't particularly
probably-
want to go on forever, do you?
Not forever, but longer is good.
Well, longer is good, but you can get if you want longer, but with the pumping of the blood and the beating of the heart, right?
I don't know. The bone thing seems pretty cool.
She
You could-
she laughs heartily.
I mean, I could totally get could you get little carvings on your skull? Does it hurt?
She's actually going to move some of that that leather that's covering her arm up, and you can see she does actually have a carved fine tattoo.
Oh, that's so cool! See, I would totally do something like that. That would be neat.
You should ask Balfour to show you his body. That man is a focus.
I can't ask that of somebody without my entire party yelling at me.
I'll just do it one-on-one then. He's an idiot. He won't even see a lewd thing intended by it. He'll just go, someone wants to see my knowledge, and yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm kind of now curious if focus is the literal focus.
Wait, was Balthar the one outside with Noah? That's
Balfour was the one
One
talking to
setting up the
Cassian.
wards.
Yeah.
So his body literally. Oh God! Don't let Cassian. Don't let Meltori know about that. He'll figure out a way to make himself a focus.
I kind of need to know. I kind of need to see this. Wow, you know all sorts of great things.
Oh,
So were you all undead together before?
yes. The four of us. Less time spent with Rogerly, of course, but we.
What
It
about
might
the
have
other
just
one?
been the wink of an eye at the end for us, but it was a hearty amount of time for him.
What about the other one?
Rogerly?
No, you said the four of us.
Yes.
There were 5 of you.
Me, Balfour, Lyra, and Gideon are the 4 of us, and then Rogerly came last.
Oh, okay, the 4 of you, and then Roger. I thought you were
Yes.
saying Roger. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. I got
Sorry,
confused.
it's a little species to me, I know, but when
Oh,
you're
sorry.
with certain companions for
Mhm.
hundreds of years, and it's a brief time, but cherished.
Mhm. See, I would like to go out like maybe like 200-300 years. I think that would be a pretty good, reasonable amount of time for me to get some extra, jonesing around, maybe see some
Oh,
sights.
200-300 years, that's nothing. So
Yeah, that's like a walk, right? So
Listen,
I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal.
you be devout. Most of the gods can give you that in one way or another. Although, frankly, you can get that with magical means. You don't got to be hardcore in the worship.
Oh, but I could get the cool bone tattoos.
You really want bone tattoos, huh?
Those sound really cool.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm young and impressionable. Teach me about things.
Okay, you want to see a cool trick?
Yeah.
The hand comes off.
Okay, I need to do that.
You want to see a cooler trick?
What's this?
The hand gets
I go
put down
invisible.
and it starts crawling around.
Okay, I undo my invisibility. I've been outdone. That's neat.
No, wait, hang
Okay.
on. She's also now going to start chasing after her hand as it's like heading for the stairs. Nope.
Alright.
No.
As she does that, I'm gonna turn looking over because I'm downstairs where Cassian and Balthar are, right?
Oh, Cassian's still upstairs.
Oh,
It's
you're
just
upstairs?
Balfour down here. Then you see Balfour like off against one of the walls. Is just like his finger tip is glowing as he's like tracing it over the walls down here.
I'm going to do this in the most unnecessary reason possible. So I'm going to thaumaturgy to increase the volume of my voice. And then from across the room, I'm going to yell, Balthazar, can I see your naked body?
Certainly. Yeah.
I wanted that to just echo through the house.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay! Merry Christmas to Nim!
There's just a massive whinny from upstairs.
Everybody take a cool 4,000 experience points for defeating the invasion.
Uh-oh.
That's that. Where's my...
And a piety? Or
And
we get no piety?
Actually, you guys get no piety this session.
Darn.
Our piety
Is-
was
is-
used.
You did something naughty.
So particularly I did something naughty.
That
for the
we
group.
kind of used our in with the gods to kind of like they kind of did a lot to keep that from happening probably too.
Yeah.
But can you guys just go ahead and mark down one infernal piety for me?
Another one.
Yep.
That's the second one.
Ooh, exciting.
Darn it, I need to be more forceful. I keep backing out when I want to be like more I don't want to do this, but then I get so I keep backing down because I know Iala would do it, but I find it really hard to start speaking up because I really wanted to like refuse outwardly with that, but I just couldn't put my words out. I feel dumb about that.
Well, that's not dumb. It happens. Right, we will do this in the new year, 1st of January. Until then, enjoy the Christmas break. Consider what you might like to do in an extended downtime of like, I don't know, months.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I finagled and wanted to do the counter agreement, but I thought